Mortem would like to thank Original Cinematic for sponsoring this week's episode. Original Cinematic is an independent production company that has made it their mission to create, produce, and promote films that are inclusive, honor women, promote the LGBTQIA+ community, and provide prominent positions and roles to POC actors and filmmakers, and promote the films of marginalized and underrepresented populations. These are all things that are extremely important to our podcast as well.
Original Cinematic is currently accepting scripts and treatments. Both William and Xxena Rush are also available via email or Zoom to discuss writing and provide input and resources to all aspiring writers free of charge. Their information will be made available in the show notes. There may be delays due to a hectic schedule and all projects being read on a first-come, first-served basis, but everything will be read and responded to. William Rush has individually produced numerous projects, including Pack is Here, Before, The Cottage, The Winemaker, and Day by Day. Their award-winning film Group premiered and was celebrated at multiple film festivals as well as screenings both in person and via Zoom that was graciously made available to us and our patrons.
Original Cinematic has many exciting projects on the horizon. Their next film, Immersion, has been completed. The award-winning Sweetener is in development. Fetish begins shooting in September, and Encore will begin next spring. Their documentary, Women in Conversation, is slated for a September release, and we are looking forward to each and every one of them. It is truly an honor to partner with Original Cinematic, and we can't thank them enough for their contribution to our show. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. Salutations! Welcome to Pod Mortem. I'm Travis Hunter-Sayapin, joined as always by my co-hosts, my sister and my brother-in-law.
Hi, I'm Reneé Hunter-Vasquez.
Hi, I'm John Paul Vasquez.
This week, we're broadcasting live from Regal Auctioneers, discussing the 1997 supernatural horror film, Wishmaster. This film was directed by Robert Kurtzman from a screenplay by Peter Atkins. With lofty aspirations of creating a new horror icon, the minds behind Wishmaster assembled the proper crew to make it all come true. Featuring a cavalcade of cameos, an emphasis on inventive special effects, memorably macabre moments, and a viciously vengeful villain, this film would defy its poor critical reception to become a box office success, spawn 3 sequels, and attain cult status in the 30 years since its release. This film was suggested to us by friends of the show, Sophie Hodson, Taylor Santana, Girl That's Scary, Anthony Jerome M., Princess Priscilla, Brandon Brown, Stephen Junius, Hannah, Lisa Misfit, Cookie, Seth Schaff, Smelly Poo Poo Head, George L. Robertson, and Dak. We'd like to thank each and every one of them for their continued support of the show, as well as this suggestion. So, Wishmaster, what were your first impressions on the film?
So in my mind somewhere, I know I've seen some of this movie. It had to be at one of my aunt's houses when I was a kid, at their place. Maybe hanging out with my cousins, whatever, and it was on the TV or they had it on and we watched it. I don't remember a lot of this, but there are certain parts that are in the movie that I'm like, I know that. I've seen that. So I had to have. But again, it's probably small. Or younger. Watching it now, like I said, minus those parts that I do remember, this is okay. There's a lot of fun. It's a fun movie. The effects, god damn, the effects are great. Real good. The story or the idea, I really love the idea of the movie. I love the idea of the movie. What's going on in it, like the rules of the movie and like how things play out or not to my liking, or I don't know. They're okay. It's a fun movie. It's a fun movie. I wish I would have watched this more. Yeah.
That's one.
When I was younger. Because the effects on here are really, really cool. But I think that what stops me is the story or plot or whatever. It kind of is not, something isn't all the way right with me. But it is a fun ass movie. Like, this was a treat to watch.
This was my first time watching it, and I knew nothing. When people were requesting Wishmaster, I kept thinking of Pagemaster. I was
That's not this.
quite different. I was not familiar with this film at all. I didn't know that Kurtzman directed it. I didn't know, how heavily fucking awesome the effects work was going to be. Because, I mean, I was going to say I'm a huge fan of K&B. Like, uniquely, no one else is, just me. Everybody loves K&B. And it was, their work really shines.
Yeah.
I think even the design of, the big bad is pretty fucking cool. I think that my issue, and I was telling John Paul earlier, it might be petty, but I don't think that this guy is playing by the rules.
No.
And it bugs me. Because
It does.
I feel like I can forgive. I mean, some of the story is ridiculous. I think that the lore that they're putting forth is really, really interesting. And I think that some really fucking cool stuff could have been done. They did do some cool shit with it. I'm not gonna take that away from them. But I feel like we're being a little loose with these rules that are supposed to be, instrumental in how this character they have to operate with them.
Right, how everything works.
That's what I thought. But I feel like every time he's doing his thing, I'm like, well, that wasn't one.
No.
I feel like he's cheating.
Yeah. No, yeah.
But I think that the performances are good. I think that it's the right amount of cheese. The cameos are really, really fun. Again, the effects work really, really, really shines. That's like a character of itself, because there are like sequences where shit is just crazy, and it's like a feast for the eyes. There's just so many things to look at, so many different ways of, just gross, weird things happening. There's a whole skeleton that comes out of somebody's body, and that's off the rip. And so I'm like, okay, I'm sad. This is great. But again, like you said, John Paul, I think that my drawback for this film, which is a lot of fun, it's not an amazing movie. It's not a great movie. My drawback really is some parts of the story. I feel like this guy's cheating. I just really don't think it's fair.
Well, he is a bad guy.
He is.
But he has stated he has to,
Yeah,
that is true. That is true, because there are two scenes separately where they're like, okay, and these are the exact rules that you have to follow.
Don't forget, these are the rules. And then you proceed to throw them in the trash.
What are the rules?
What are the rules? I remember watching this one time.
Okay.
And it was as a teenager, and it was with our parents. But all I remember really is the ending.
Okay.
And the cameos.
Right.
Everything between those things is just us kind of laughing and, maybe ripping on the film a little bit. But revisiting it, I really have to admit, whenever we put it on the schedule, I was like, it'll be fun. I'm not really expecting much. But I'll be goddamned, I actually really did have a really fun time watching this again.
Okay. It is fun.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it more than I expected to. I think especially because I watched it twice in preparation while I was working on my script. The second time, there are little things that do get planted early in the film that come up later that I hadn't remembered.
Right.
And so you're like, okay, well, this plot is structured pretty well, even if there are, several... rules being broken all the time.
Yeah.
Several all the time.
But like you said, I'm just echoing, really. The effects are fantastic. For the most part, I think when we go digital, there's some choices
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me amend my...
Right, yeah.
All the practical effects look fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
I was so impressed by some of the gags that they do. And there are a few moments that are really just like one thing after another, after another, after another. And you're just like, wow, you were fucking full throttle.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels too. And I think the lore is interesting.
Yeah.
Even if it's told to us several times, in the same way.
A few times.
And I appreciate lore because it seems like, and at least from my research, they did try to do research to pay respect to this thing that is a real thing that is believed.
That I like.
Right. And I know that they did change some things to be different from the ancient stories that they are derived from.
Okay.
Which I think you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the character of this djinn is really inspired and really, really well performed. I like this concept of monkey's paw, like Twilight Zone situation.
Right.
I don't like the loose, like not having to say the goddamn words.
Right.
I think that's why that bothered me, because I love that too, where it's like,
Yes.
oh my God, I didn't word it the right way, or I didn't add this caveat. I wasn't specific enough, because it's like, oh, you did that to yourself. But that's not what's happening.
Yeah, that I would give you. But
Yeah.
that doesn't.
No.
But it does give more opportunities for, I guess, him to show more personality.
I guess.
Because he's really coaxing these people into things that they did not agree to. And he's having a lot of fun doing it.
He is.
He is outright evil, and he does not care.
No.
But this is one, and I agree. I can't remember if we said it off mic or at the beginning of this section. If we had watched this much younger, I can't even imagine how much we would love this even more.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I am intrigued. There are 3 sequels after this one.
Yeah.
I don't know really where they could go. I imagine he's...
Space? The hood?
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Possibilities are endless.
Yeah.
But before we dive into this film, as is customary, I would like to talk about how it was made. And I have a small list of sources that I will be citing now and referencing throughout the episode. These include a making-of documentary called Wicked Wishes, Making the Wishmaster, an article in Cinefantastique, and interviews with Robert Kurtzman, Peter Atkins, and Andrew Divoff on the Corpse Club podcast over at dailydead.com.
Okay.
So the somewhat short and simple story charting the production of Wishmaster begins with the executives of Live Entertainment, a production and home video distribution company, who conceived the idea to establish a horror villain that could become the face of a new and lucrative franchise. After doing a little research on the topic, their idea eventually boiled down to a simple description of a character, an evil genie.
Okay.
But it was Eric Saltzgaber, a producer, who knew exactly who to call upon to elaborate on this. Screenwriter Peter Atkins, who he had worked with previously and had been making quite a name for himself in horror circles after scripting the first 3 sequels to Hellraiser.
Oh, okay.
And I think once you know that, you're like, I see that.
Right.
There's the scene, a specific scene that I was like, this is so fucking Hellraiser
Yeah.
coded. Like, I hope this is an homage, because it is so Hellraiser.
But Atkins said that he was briefly the flavor of the month at the time, and he was receiving phone calls about screenwriting opportunities quite often. So he gets this call out of the blue from Saltzgaber, who asked him simply, "How would you like to write a movie about an evil genie?"
Say less.
And according to Atkins, his initial reaction, as he said any reasonable person's reaction would be, was, "Fuck off."
Yeah. Okay.
He called it the dumbest idea he had ever heard.
Yeah.
And he told Saltzgaber that he wasn't going to waste his time writing a pitch for an evil genie horror movie. But Saltzgaber countered that there wasn't going to be a pitch. This call was an outright offer for a paying job to write the script. So suddenly, the idea doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Yeah, not so dumb now.
And he would comment later that when the idea is this simple, it's neither good nor bad. It's what you're able to do with it as a writer.
Okay.
It's fair.
Yeah.
So as Atkins meets with the producers and executives over at Live Entertainment, they actually got along really well. And it turned out that they really had done their due diligence, offering Atkins hundreds of pages of research material, excerpts from encyclopedias, books recounting folklore, and a bunch of reprints of tales and stories involving the djinn. from ancient origins in Middle Eastern mythology all the way to its various iterations and interpretations in the West and all over the world. All of these things really fascinated Atkins.
Yeah.
So he drew upon all of this information to craft the lore of the villain, noting that the Jinn, quote, wasn't some nameless primal boogeyman force who chases nubile teenagers around and kills them with garden instruments. He said the Jinn could be an intelligent manipulator. I was like, all the other horror icons are like, damn, dude.
Yeah, that was pretty pointed.
All right, calm down.
But he had a lot of fun whenever he was writing the Hellraiser sequels, being a little more cerebral, I guess, when working with the characters of the Cenobites, especially Pinhead.
Mm-hmm.
And so seeing this as kind of a continuation of that same style of writing,
Okay.
it intrigued him a lot.
Yeah.
But other horror icons did catch a few strays.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, but also, come on.
Yeah, honestly.
Come on
But
in.
everyone ever.
Yes.
But Atkins turns in his first draft, and the executives then begin their search for a director. Discovering how effects-heavy the script turned out to be, they started asking established directors who they thought would not only be young and hungry, but could handle a film with such heavy focus on effects.
Okay.
So it was after consulting with none other than Sam Raimi that Robert Kurtzman was suggested for the job. Kurtzman was just coming off of his directorial debut, The Demolitionist, and a couple years prior, he had gotten a story credit on From Dusk Till Dawn.
Woo!
But his main claim to fame, as we mentioned, was being the K in K&B effects,
Yeah.
who I honestly couldn't even put a number to how many times we've talked about them on the
Yeah.
show.
Right.
But initially, Kurtzman also wasn't very enthused about directing an evil genie script. But after finally reading Atkins's draft, he was all turned around. He was intrigued by the lore, the opportunities for special effects, and the diabolical ingenuity of the film's villain. And though he seemed to check all the necessary boxes for the executives, it still took Kurtzman 5 meetings to secure the job as the director of Wishmaster.
Damn.
God. But like for what this film gives, he is kind of the perfect choice.
Yeah.
Because who would know better how to navigate?
All of
that
it.
had to be so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, who else are you meeting?
Yeah. Quit jerking me around.
But after he was officially hired, he met with Atkins, and the pair rewrote the screenplay together. Atkins called it a really lovely process because it turned out that the pair had very similar sensibilities. But most of what was changed was a lot of special effects sequences, kind of scaling them back a little from what was scripted in order to fit the budget given to them for the production. Which is kind of wild to me because I feel like everything we get on screen is more than what you would think it would cost to do it.
Yeah.
But another thing about that kind of low budget is that they couldn't afford to attach what they called bankable names to the project. So failing that, they decided that the next best thing would be to attach a well-known and respected name to the film as a producer. They thought of Sam Raimi, who they had already been in contact with,
Yeah.
John Carpenter, or Wes Craven. And these are all people who Kurtzman had good relationships with. But it was Craven who really responded to the material and became attached as a producer.
Okay.
Well, and the film like opens with his name.
It does. And that's a big deal. I remember it was in all of the marketing, the poster, it's like Wes Craven Presents.
Yeah.
And when you see that, it's like, okay.
Yeah.
And also thinking of it as well, this is released in 1997. We are just like 9 months off of Scream.
Okay.
That's
Damn.
wild. The year that this came out and what this film is does not compute for me.
No.
Like this seems like it should have been made, or that it was made way earlier.
Yeah.
No, and I agree, and I think that they all thought the same thing. I'll get to that a little
Okay,
bit.
my bad.
There you go.
Okay. No, yeah.
It's very structured. This.
Yeah.
Like slow down.
Yeah, everybody calm down really quick. I wish you would stop talking. But Craven became what Kurtzman would call a mentoring soul throughout the production. And in the same vein, they also decided to bolster the project with a ton of cameos, which we'll talk about later. But Kurtzman spent a chunk of pre-production with the special effects team, concocting gags and ideas so that when production finally began, he could focus his attention properly on the role of director.
Okay.
But everything seemed to start off well enough until the second day of production, when Kurtzman gets a call on the phone from the line producer before he's supposed to head to set, and he tells Kurtzman to turn on the news. And on the news, Kurtzman sees a helicopter following a van down the street in a high-speed chase, and out of the open door of the back of the van is all of their filming equipment falling out onto the road.
Get the fuck out of here.
Why is this happening?
Someone had broken into their lockup and stolen their camera truck.
Oh, man.
And so this obviously set them back a little bit.
I bet.
And they had to wait for a little while until they were able to get replacement equipment.
Yeah.
Kurtzman was left wondering if the film was cursed or something. And I also wondered, maybe somebody just wished they didn't have to go to work today. But aside from a couple of other wild stories that we'll talk about a little bit later, the 33-day production went very well, with a lot of crew members reporting a very easy and friendly working atmosphere on set.
Okay.
And it's really no surprise because it's a lot of people who have worked together a lot, working together again.
Mm-hmm.
But when the film entered pre-production, Live Entertainment was bought out by Bain Capital. It later became known, of course, as we know, as Artisan Entertainment.
Oh.
But immediately following the buyout, Kurtzman and company thought that the theatrical release of Wishmaster would be scrapped by the new ownership. And they were very lucky that the only thing that really did happen was that their ad budget was limited.
Oh, okay.
So instead of this fear of it going straight to video, it still made it to the cinemas.
Yeah.
So despite this new ownership, the film would be released theatrically on September 19th, 1997. It would go on to make around $16 million against its $5 million budget.
Damn.
But the reviews were not kind. As is often the case. But in Kurtzman's defense, he said that the only goal that he had was to create a film worthy of why he loved horror films. Some scares, some laughs, and effective gore.
Right.
Which I think...
It did that.
Yeah.
And seeing some of the reviews, it honestly surprises me. It surprises me on one hand because I don't agree with that being the same film that I watched.
Right.
But I also understand because... You know,
It is the film you watched?
Yeah. So, you know, I didn't want to say it, but, you know.
Yeah, well, we all watched it.
Yeah, we did. But as I had said previously, putting it in context of the films being released at the time, Wishmaster was released just 9 months after Scream and a little over a year before the Blair Witch Project, which feels... very strange.
Wrong.
Yeah.
As we said, but pretend we didn't.
Okay. Cut that.
Because given the vibe of the film, the creators saw Wishmaster as a 1980s horror movie released far too late to be a 1980s horror movie.
Yes, that's the vibe.
And in retrospect, they said that they considered it to be a farewell kiss to a bygone era in the changing landscape of the genre.
Okay.
I think that's fair. Because
Yeah,
that is what it feels like.
For sure.
It feels like 92, 93 to me. This feels like it should be early 90s because
around Leprechaun time.
Right,
Right.
Leprechaun times.
But Leprechaun almost felt like an 80s, like it should have been in the 80s as well.
Yeah, almost.
We'll say 89.
There, yeah.
June of 89.
Yeah.
All
Maybe
right.
June 20th of 1989.
Why are you doing this?
It's a good date.
It's a great day.
But for all of you wonderful souls who have asked us to discuss this film, well, we are about to make your wish come true.
Very
Yeah.
good.
Now, before we usurp this film's world, we would like to issue a warning for spoilers. Pod Mortem is a very in-depth podcast, and in thoroughly discussing horror films, we have no choice but to spoil a thing or two. If you don't wish to be spoiled, please go watch the film, then come back and enjoy the show. If you've already seen the film or don't care about spoilers, let's make a wish. So the film begins with the sound of pounding percussion, accompanied by an echoing, melismatic male vocal and a foreboding flit of strings. But suddenly, and to a tense flourish, a fire roars, rising to overtake the darkness, and through the flickering flames, the film's title is unveiled. Wishmaster. We're going to be talking about a lot of horror icons in this episode, but one person that should get his flowers is none other than Harry Manfredini, who did the score of this film.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
This opening like sequence when the credits were going, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it like ends with his name. And I was like, of course.
All right. Yeah.
Of course.
But the opening credits continue as we glide over a wooden table cluttered with various intriguing items lit by the glowing wicks of nearby candles. Several rolled up scrolls wet with black ink, ornate handcraft pottery, golden trinkets, and the billowing wisps of burning incense. A hand reaches for the cranium of a skull-shaped container, reaching inside to retrieve a clove, and adding to it pinches of various spices, cayenne, ginger, star anise. All of these ingredients are placed at the bottom of a stone mortar, the hands then clasping a glass jar, removing its cork top to pour a mysterious red liquid over the contents, before grinding them together with a pestle as the score grows ominous. We then see Zoroaster, a sorcerer played by Ari Barak, transferring this mixture into a large crucible and crossing to the other side of the room to dispense the concoction into a container which rests within the tall flames of a coal furnace. Once properly heated, the molten liquid is collected into a pouring basin, where it's ladled sizzling into a stone launder. It flows brightly beneath pale blue light to collect into the open mouth of a rock mold at the bottom. Time passes before it's finally cracked open, and within the shimmering stone, the magical and multifaceted jewel is grasped within Zoroaster's silver forceps, and punctuated by dramatic pulses in the score, we bear witness to the fire opal, the low light of the fire glimmering through its red radiance. We dip to black.
I thought we were like glass blowing or something. I was like, ooh, what are we doing?
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that to be the result
No.
either, but I want it.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
I have to say, I am a massive fan of stuff like this. It reminded me a lot of that opening montage in Sleepy Hollow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know that came later, but I think that because of Sleepy Hollow, like things like this just fill me with like a nostalgic joy.
Yeah.
And I was a big fan. But white text appears through the blackness, read by the deep, commanding voice of a narrator, played by Angus Scrimm.
Fucking Angus Scrimm from Phantasm.
Yes.
The tall man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I will say his kind of explanation and speech right here is really awesome.
Yeah.
We do hear it again within minutes.
Yes.
From someone else.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that is like, look, if we have Angus Scrimm to do the voiceover,
Why not?
just do
Yeah.
it. But he reads, "Once, in a time before time, God breathed life into the universe, and the light gave birth to angels, and the earth gave birth to man. The fire gave birth to the jinn, creatures condemned to dwell in the void between the worlds. One who wakes a jinn shall be given 3 wishes, and upon the granting of the third, the unholy legions of the jinn shall be freed upon the earth. Fear one thing only in all that is. Fear the jinn."
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We then float just outside the gorgeous structure of a Persian palace in the year 1127 AD, overhearing the gravelly voice of the jinn, played by Andrew Divoff, who prompts the Persian king, played by Richard Assad, to make his second wish.
Andrew Divoff, we do see a little bit of him later as well.
Yes.
But he was in The Hunt for Red October in 1990, another 48 Hours in 90 as well, A Low Down Dirty Shame in 94, and Air Force One in 97.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like he does an excellent job in this role because he does several different things.
Yeah, he does.
does.
Yes, yeah.
But I feel like he really does have a very cool like villain voice.
Yeah.
And I think that it works really well. One of the things that Atkins had talked about, the screenwriter, was almost comparing his performance and his delivery of these really, on paper, potentially ridiculous lines to Doug Bradley.
Okay.
And saying that he's able, through his performance, to convey what is meant in a way that is believable and frightening.
Yeah. Okay.
But the king provides his desired directive. Astonish me, Jinn. Show me wonders. And as thunder clatters and lightning flashes against the domes and pillars of the palace, the Jinn answers eagerly, as you wish. We then enter the palace, where chaos reigns within a column-lined corridor. Zoroaster stands stunned in the center of a frightful crowd, where one of the scattering townsfolk is lifted off of his feet and sent screaming through the air to land spine first against the far wall. He sinks into it, his face frozen forever in terror as he's absorbed within the splintered stone.
So we are wasting no time.
No.
Yeah.
No time.
No.
Zoroaster staggers backward, forcing his way through the frenzied townsfolk, stepping over trampled bodies and passing... I mean, it's a real showcase of special effects here, folks. We see a woman with her face slashed to ribbons, another shrieking with half of her face melted into a mess of singed flesh, and a third woman whose scream is silenced as her face is encased in jagged bark, bare branches of what once was her hair sticking straight up from her scalp.
That was crazy.
And it's funny to me because this is wonders.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, this is not what I had in mind.
He's a cheater.
He is. But he's like, you got it, boss?
Yeah.
It's like, no. Zoroaster continues onward through a sea of startling sights, up to and including a fang-mouthed creature writhing bloody from within a man's guts to chomp and gnash the arm of a woman in front of him. A bewildered and bare-breasted woman breezes past Zoroaster as he rounds a corner, where he is promptly seized by a bald and bearded man played by Jack McKinnon, who begs desperately for his help.
Jake McKinnon. He did play a monster in From Dusk Till Dawn in 96.
There you go.
Yeah.
He was also in The House of a Thousand Corpses in 03, Halloween 2 from 09, and Land of the Dead in 05.
I feel like all of these are K&B effect films.
Right. That tracks.
Yeah.
I did see on that making of that a lot of the people, there's this scene here and then another scene later on where it's pretty chaotic and there's a lot of stuff going on. That a lot of the people that are being afflicted in various ways did work for K&B effects. And a lot of them were able to craft their own makeup and effects work that they were going to be like dying from or whatever. And I thought that was really cool.
That
is cool.
Everybody was getting really into it.
Okay.
They had said something about not wanting to wait around for extras or actors to perform these roles.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they're like, why don't we just do it?
Hell yeah. And if you're making it, and choosing what you want to do.
that would
Yeah.
be so
Yeah.
fun.
But the desperate man is then overcome with pain, and through his opened robe, we watch as his rib cage quakes beneath the flesh of his chest. He's knocked to the ground, blood spewing from his mouth as the flesh of his torso is torn open, his face splitting down the middle, and rising red from the soft shell of his skin is the man's crimson-coated skeleton, growling raspily through the brittle bones at his throat.
This is worth the price of admission.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This was amazing.
Did he wish for bonus eruptus or what?
I don't understand.
It's a terrible affliction.
Once again, and I think that it's only cemented further later, but this is a lot like we talked about last week with Leprechaun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Where there are rules and you are not abiding by them, and I
No.
don't think that's fair.
Not at all. But the skeleton reaches his frail fingers for a screaming passerby, climbing onto his back and wrestling with him as Zoroaster just turns and makes his exit.
What the fuck?
But the sorcerer stands frozen on a set of steps, watching as the room around him descends deeper into horror. but he's snapped out of his stupor when a scaly hand reaches harshly for his garments from below. Zoroaster glances downward to discover the Snake Man, played by Greg Funk, his now reptilian body elongated and bursting through his clothing, the monstrous man hissing through his now mosaicked maw. "Free us, wizard! Lift this curse! Help us!" It's like, that's great.
Yeah.
Greg Funk, he is part of the makeup department as well. He did makeup work for 6 episodes of the Fallout TV show. He also worked on Captain Marvel, I know your favorite, from 2019. He did work too on The Hateful Eight in 2015.
There
Hell
you go,
yeah.
yeah. And we will see him again.
We
Zoroaster pulls himself away from the Snake Man's clutches, leaving the creature to crawl away across the floor as the sorcerer staggers through a door at the top of the stairs and into the king's quarters. He stalks across the carpet at the center of the room, his scepter clutched firmly in his hand as he crosses past 8 decayed skeletal figures who stand silently clad in red robes, 4 on either side of him, as he goes to approach his ruler. The king, seated at his throne, shrieks that by all the names of God, this is not what he wanted. But the djinn stands at the king's side, his frightening face shrouded within a tattered red cloak as he beckons. "Then wish it away, exalted one."
Why would I ever do that?
I know.
You cannot be trusted. You've
No.
proven that.
It's true. It's like, they don't know what the fuck you're going to do.
And I need, hold on. There's got to be some kind of like clause in this contract. If I've got to wish away my wish.
Right. Right.
I feel like I just wasted 2 wishes.
Yeah.
And now everyone's dead in a really horrific way.
I think this is why you have to, any situation that you find yourself in, I know it's a very common occurrence to find yourself in a room with the genie,
All the time.
but you have to be careful.
Yes. Yeah.
Although, show me wonders, I don't think he had any possible way of knowing.
No. I mean,
It's
I am
specificity.
wondering what happened to these people, but it's not what I asked
That's
for.
all.
I wonder why you would do that.
What the fuck?
Zoroaster cries out from across the room, earning the ire and the attention of the djinn, the fiend's jagged teeth bared through his thin black lips as he sets his evil eyes on the sorcerer. Zoroaster pleads with the king not to make another wish, begging for his silence. But the king, his voice very clearly added in post, insists that he must make another wish to save his people. But his scepter held tightly in front of him, Zoroaster explains that another wish could condemn the entire world to the current plight of his people. He implores, no more wishes, please. The djinn seethes a warning, raising his clawed finger as he suggests for the sorcerer to hold his tongue. But hold his tongue he does not, with Zoroaster explaining to the king that one more wish is all this creature needs. 3 wishes granted to the one who woke him lets him open the gateway between the worlds. With a devilish grin, the djinn amends. New wonders, majesty. New splendors. He has a very funny way of speaking that.
Yeah.
Cracks me up. But in earnest, Zoroaster corrects him that it will mean new and terrible masters. The djinn growls in agreement, not even attempting to hide the truth. So, yes, that's correct.
You know what? You got me.
And with a wave of his hand, the world begins to warp and warble all around the sorcerer. Frightful and digital figures, pulsing beneath the thin barrier between the worlds, daring to break through.
And that's when the acid kicked in.
Yes, yeah.
But before they can break through, Zoroaster reaches into the folds of his robe to retrieve the fire opal, revealing it to the djinn. It pulses a red glow within his palm as the sorcerer repeatedly chants, Nib, Shugarath, Bahim. The Jinn's eyes grow wide with worry as smoke rises from the jewel, the creature shuddering as a wave of light bursts from it. He bellows in echoing, "No!" as he is captured, vanishing from his perch at the king's side and absorbed into the ruby-red walls of the small stone. Zoroaster collects the fire opal with his fingers as the king trembles in his throne, gazing at the sorcerer with great wonder as he raises the opal to his eye. The Jinn and all of his evil are now contained within its many facets, and we press in closer to the center of the stone as we fade to black.
Well, I guess we've seen the last of that guy.
Uh-huh. Problem solved.
Thank God.
It's sad that right now the Snake Man's still like, kill me.
Yeah, he's still like that.
Everybody's still horrible outside of this room.
Didn't fix anything.
Nope.
I'm going to be honest. As of right now, all this happening, I was very unsure about this movie.
Really?
Yeah. I like there's a lot that's happening. Like a lot goes on in that real quick time. But I think with the monsters and the walls doing whatever the hell they were doing, I was like, man, this is going to be one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wasn't set yet.
Yeah.
I like the effects, but seeing the walls, I think, worried me. The little wall effect was like,
It's not great.
No.
The effects are why I was like, okay, I'm ready. Like,
Yeah.
where are we going from here? I do have to point out a flaw in the Jinn's business plan, though. Wouldn't you start out with fulfilling nice wishes?
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
And then pull the rug out on the third?
But
Or even the second?
I feel like he has a method to his madness because he already, from jump, it's already 2 wishes that have fucked you. And so now you have to make the third wish, right?
Yeah, but I mean, I know that he looks a little scary, but like
A little.
But
I think you get them to trust you first.
so because you're scary, if you're nice, then we can do the wishes really
You can't
fast.
judge a book by its cover. This book you can.
Yeah,
this one, yeah.
But
This
normally,
one time.
Yeah.
yeah, and then so you just say, "I want to be rich," and then he makes you rich, and then when he comes back, you trust him, and then maybe you're not so specific.
Yeah, but if you make... what if you're not a greedy person at all and you're like, really, all I needed was that one wish? Thanks. Thanks, Jen.
Yeah.
Now he's screwed.
Then he can whoop your ass
Yeah.
until you
'cause he
wish for
doesn't-
him to stop.
Yeah, some of the
Right?
rules don't.
I'm not clear on the
Yeah.
rules.
No, they're constantly changing. Or, you know what? I'm coming around to what you're saying. At least give it some time for the wishes to go bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like immediately to be the worst thing ever. Do you remember that Twilight Zone where that couple owned that antique shop and then they accidentally broke this thing and then a genie came in and it started okay. It's like, all right, hey, fix that glass that I broke
Yeah.
and give me $1 million. And then it's like, hey, you owe the IRS. And it's like, oh, there's the bad wish or
Yes.
whatever.
Yeah.
You know? Or it's also real life. But when we return, we are descending from a bright blue sky, gliding past a bridge to settle at a dock, which is populated with workers unloading freight from a large shipping vessel. We get on-screen text reading, America, present day. Through the crowd, the forklifts, and the stacks of boxes and pallets, we spy Raymond Beaumont, the art collector. Charmed, I'm sure. Played by Robert Englund.
Do I gotta say anything, man?
Right.
It's fucking Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, I was so happy to see him here. I feel like I don't know that he gets his flowers for how good of an actor he really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like everything he does, he shows up in a way that is so impressive to me.
Yeah.
I read that he had said he was intrigued by this because of Wes Craven's name obviously being attached to it.
Yeah.
And so when he read the script, he really liked it and was excited to join, but it was Wes Craven's name that got his interest.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Of course.
There was a funny moment that I had read in one of those articles about these cameos.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly, I feel like he's the least cameo because I feel like he's got the fullest character.
He's a
Yeah,
character, yeah.
But they were talking about how whenever it came time to cast them,
Mm-hmm.
Kurtzman had all of these people because he knows. And after they got, I think it might have been Robert Englund first, Atkins was like, how many more people do you know? And Kurtzman goes, everybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, he does.
And he does.
Yeah.
It's true. But a customs official, played by Dan Hicks, peers down at his clipboard, surprised that Beaumont is here in person to receive the shipment, considering that all the paperwork is in order. But Beaumont, shielding his eyes from the sun as he stares up at the starboard side of the ship, explains that he's waited 10 years for this piece. Ed Finney, played by Ted Raimi,
Yeah.
stands silently between his boss and the customs official, watching the men on the ship secure a tall shipping crate with wires.
It's funny because when the scene began, that's who my eye went to immediately. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah.
What the hell is Ted Raimi doing here?
And I'm going to show him love because I love Ted Raimi.
Of course.
We talked about him in Drag Me to Hell, The Grudge, The Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2. Like, I mean, what's not to love about the dude?
Ted Raimi.
Yeah.
The customs official consults his paperwork. Antiquarian sculpture, 8 foot tall, a statue of the pre-Islamic god Ahura Mazda. He lifts the paperwork to find a snapshot of the stone-faced sculpture, and Beaumont elaborates that under Islam, these gods were outlawed, rejoicing that it's a miracle that this sculpture was ever even made. But on the ship, and standing at the controls for the crane, is Mickey Torelli, played by Joseph Pilato, who unscrews the cap of his flask to add an extra ingredient to his coffee, taking a sip as he reaches for the lever.
Joseph Pilato. He has a small part in Pulp Fiction from 94.
Right?
He's also in Day of the Dead in 85.
Oh!
You remember him being the villain?
Yes!
And Dawn of the Dead in 78.
The second I saw him, I was like, what the hell?
It's everyone. It's
Yeah.
everyone in this movie.
Yeah.
The minute you see this flask, you know something bad's about to happen.
Oh, yeah. He's not even trying to hide it.
No!
But the crate is raised off of the deck of the ship, and Torelli's clumsy controls send it knocking into the ship's mast. This incenses Beaumont and Finney, with Finney pushing his way through the workers to hurl abuse up at Torelli. Standing just under the swinging crate, he screams, "Does the word dumbass mean anything to you?" warning Torelli to watch that crate because it's very expensive stuff. Torelli shouts, "Up yours," in response, but in his inattention and intoxication, he accidentally knocks his cup over, spilling the contents all over the controls. The console shorts out in a small belch of sparks, the harness unhooking and sending the heavy crate crashing down to crush the screaming Finney beneath it.
Finney is paired up with the floor now. No, right? I was like, already?
Yeah, right away. We just got him.
The workers groan and grumble, Torelli clutching his head in his hands in dismay, and Beaumont offering little more than a, "You hate to see it," head shake.
Yeah.
I feel like no one reacted appropriately to this man just being crushed by this crate.
Well, like, he's probably fine.
Yeah. He's in the water.
Yeah.
Beaumont literally was like, damn. Like he's more worried about his shit.
Yeah.
And isn't that like your assistant or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The stone head of Ahura Mazda rests severed from his body, spattered with Finney's blood, as the workers race to free Finney from the wreckage. But in the frenzy, Etchison, a dock worker played by Tom Kendall, notices something sticking out of one of the stones of the shattered statue. It's the fire opal, which shimmers in the sunlight before his eyes.
Uh-oh.
He tears it free from the rock, stashing it into his shirt pocket, with his coworkers too preoccupied to notice. But sometime later, we follow Doug Clegg, played by John Biner, as he enters the lavish lobby of a building to take the elevator upstairs to Regal Auctioneers, the camera panning past antique busts and artwork as he approaches Shannon Amberson, played by Wendy Benson Lands, at the front desk.
Wendy Benton Lands. She was in 4 episodes of Desperate Housewives.
Woo!
Did you recognize her?
No.
Oh,
She looked familiar in a way that everybody in this film looked familiar.
that's fair.
Okay.
So,
And John Biner is a impressionist. And he did voice work for cartoon characters on the original Pink Panther. He did 60 episodes. He did 12 episodes of Silk Stockings, and then that's for me because I watched that when I was a kid. He also was in My 5 Wives in 2000, but this man is a world-renowned impressionist.
That's wild.
Top 3 voice. I was like, holy shit. Back in the day, I think it said, and I was like, holy shit.
that's really cool. And he's
He was on Carson, on Letterman, all kinds of shit. I was like, damn.
And he has such
he's
a...
barely in this.
Yeah.
But Shannon lowers a catalog from her hands and greets Doug, who explains that he owns a pawn shop in the garment district, and a very interesting item came in this morning. He reaches into his pocket, unfolding a cloth to reveal the fire opal at its center. He notes that he had a hunch about it, so he gave the guy who brought it in a good price, but he'd like for them to appraise it for him.
Was it wild to anyone else that this dude takes this gem from this crate and runs straight to a fucking pawn shop?
Mm-hmm.
That's not that wild.
That gem? I would not take that to a pawn shop.
Well, it's untraceable.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I think what was wild to me is that we had no confirmation that Finney was dead. We're like, skip that part, and also the part of the pawning.
We all know.
we got
we
a
do.
story to tell.
Well, but the pawn shop owner did who he said he got it from. His story was even kind of like, I got it from somebody who
It's
got
like,
it. It was like, come on. So you're hiding where you got it from.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you can't say, look, a statue killed a man, all right?
Yeah. No, yeah.
And then while they were busy dealing with his corpse, I stole it.
Took it.
Shannon gently snags the gem from him, commending the pawn shop owner for making a very smart move. She then calls over Nick Merritt, her boss, played by Chris Lemon. As he makes his way over to her, Shannon says that she thinks that they have something here, and that someone called Alex should really take a look at it. Nick doesn't even attempt to hide his amazement when he sees the stone, reaching for it and holding it up to the light to get a better look. He gushes, "Hello, Betty." Syllables then sputter from his lips before he's finally able to ask the pawn shop owner of its provenance. When Doug has no idea what that means, Nick dims it down a shade. It's history. Where did it come from? Doug explains that the guy he bought it from said that he got it from his grandmother, and that's all he knows. Nick mutters under his breath to Shannon that he's heard that one before.
See?
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
come on, dude.
But unable to peel his eyes away from the jewel, he tells Doug that he's going to have his best appraiser take a look at it, and he then directs Shannon to fill out a receipt for the pawnshop owner. Finally able to tear himself away, he suavely thanks Doug for choosing Regal Auctioneers, offering a wink to the pawnshop owner. But to the sound of an alternative rock song, we cut quickly to a tennis court where Alexandra Amberson, played by Tammy Lauren, is in the middle of a friendly match against Josh Aikman, played by J. Anthony Crane.
Tammy Lauren, she was in Radioland Murders in 94. She was also in 107 episodes of The Young and the Restless from 06 to 08.
God damn.
Yeah.
This is a recurring theme.
Yes.
I really like her in this.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too.
I think she's really smart and she is tenacious. I like her.
I think, and it's sad, I don't know why, it feels like nobody talks about Wishmaster.
Yeah.
But I do think Alex Amberson should be on a list of the people as far
Yeah.
as, like, I would say Final Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she is. I think she does really well.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But they volley back and forth, with Josh finally knocking the ball just beneath the swing of Alex's racket, ending the match. He smirks in victory, the pair calling it quits and joining each other at the sidelines. Josh offers a handshake, but both he and Alex pull their hands back in a too slow motion. But they settle into a seat next to each other on a bench. Josh resting his arm behind Alex as he asks her how someone called Rick is doing these days. Alex rises from the bench with a roll of her eyes, admitting that she doesn't know. She hasn't spoken to Rick because it's over. Josh joins her, wondering what it's been now. 6.5 weeks? No, 7. Alex is surprised to learn that he's counting.
Well, that's real specific.
Yeah.
I mean, you would guess, like, what's it been, like a couple months?
Right.
6.5 or 7 weeks? He's counting.
Yeah.
It's been 42 days. But as they exit the courts and enter the parking lot together, Josh shares that he thought that maybe they could go out. Alex responds puzzled. They go out together all the time. And Josh scoffs that, yeah, they go out all the time, but they don't go out. There's a difference. Alex stifles Josh's nervous energy, reminding him that he's her best friend. And she asks him if he knows how hard that is to find. She explains that she just doesn't want to mess that up, adding that dates are a dime a dozen. As they set their rackets into their separate cars, which are parked right next to each other, Josh bargains. Come on, Alex. That is so old. It's a date.
I mean, this whole situation, the friendship has already changed.
Yeah.
The friendship is already not what it was or what you're trying to pretend like it still is.
And there's no way this is the first time that Josh has said this.
No.
But Alex levels with him. She's just worried about losing what little she's got left now, including him. Josh counters. How about dinner and a movie? He's like, fuck everything you just said.
But what does that mean? Does that mean you plan on doing me dirty?
No.
Why would you lose me?
Well, because you never know. She just had a breakup.
Okay,
42
true.
days
Okay.
ago.
Yeah, 42
42 days ago. In 16 hours.
All right.
Alex then counters his counter. How about hot dogs and a ball game? Josh laments that she's playing it safe, but he steps forward, sharing that he's really going out on a limb here. He removes his backwards baseball cap from his head and places it on Alex's, announcing that he's casting a spell on her, hoping that maybe it'll work.
That was a confident move.
Mm-hmm. Your hat's sweaty.
I was going to say.
It is disgusting.
Yes.
And I think I have to go to work after this.
Yeah, so you've ruined my hair.
Right. Thank you for that.
Alex just looks up at him, somewhat moved, but her mind unchanged as he caresses her face. He hops over the passenger seat of his convertible to take a seat at the wheel, and Alex approaches the passenger side door, offering him a soft, "Hey." But rather than saying what is clearly on her mind, she simply tells Josh that she'll see him later. As he turns the key in the ignition, he assures her that he'll be at the lab, but before she can climb into her car, Josh calls out to her, asking her earnestly to just think about what he said. He then backs out of his parking spot, leaving Alex all alone to ponder. But later in the day at Regal Auctioneers, Alex sits at the desk of her office, gazing with great wonder at the fire opal, holding it between her fingers. Nick hovers over her shoulder, anxiously awaiting her assessment. When she gushes that it's magnificent, Nick wonders how magnificent. She holds a gemstone torch to the back of the stone, recounting its excellent translucence with no other color traces. She can't help but comment, "It's unique." Nick responds dramatically that he loves that word, unique, and he assumes that it'll fetch quite a price. When Alex confirms this, Nick admits that he is salivating, and he implores her to get him her report ASAP.
You know what else was unique? When Peggy Hill made all those people out of the propane tanks. Or like
Yep.
I mean, it kind of worked out a little.
Unique covers a lot of things.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It doesn't always.
Robots included.
Yeah. Doesn't always mean great.
Right?
I think Dave Grohl had a side project called Probot. I don't know if it's related. Just kind of wild.
Peggy should
What?
sue.
She should. She should. It's like when Randy Travis stole her song.
It's all over again.
But a reluctant Alex answers that she will. But when he starts to overstay his welcome, she orders Nick out of her office so she can concentrate. He makes a cartoonish exit, inspiring a chuckle from her, before she finally returns to the stone in solitude. She measures it, jotting down her findings, but when she notices something inside of it that seems to catch her eye, she wonders aloud what it might be.
Is there some kind of gin in here?
She offers the opal a warm exhale to polish it, but within her short breath, we travel through the ruby-red caverns inside of the stone, and in a quick flash, we spy the weary eye of the djinn.
There's your problem.
Alex wipes the gem on her shirt before setting it down on the plate of a microscope. But as she raises her eye to the lens, the deep voice of the djinn seems to emanate from all around her. You woke me.
Bro, I barely brushed you on my shirt.
You're a light sleeper.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, the fucking crash didn't wake you?
It's
Yeah.
that. Kind of the whole movie, I'm like, why is this being put on Alex? Because not only did it crash, it's gone through at least 4 people's heads
Yeah.
since then.
Honestly. Alex just tries to shake it off, peering down at the stone at high magnification, only for the sight of the djinn's eye to meet hers, followed by a flash of Zoroaster's magical imprisonment of the fiend. She lurches backward, glancing around the office to discover the source of the sound, but coming up empty. She then returns to her work as if none of this has happened, which is wild as hell to me. But a red wave ripples beneath the surface of the stone at an even higher magnification. And in a jump scare that did get me, I will admit, Nick suddenly has returned, standing impatient at Alex's side. Her scream startles him, and when they both collect themselves, Nick rushes her to reveal her verdict on the stone. But Alex shares that she thinks that there might be something wrong with it. Nick crumbles, demanding to know if it'll affect the value. But Alex isn't sure, and she suggests that she'll have to take it to a friend of hers to run some tests. Nick balks. Tests? Like what? Physical? Alex has already left the room. It's like, what are you?
Yeah.
Well, didn't I tell you to get the hell out of here? It's like, good Lord.
We find her crossing through the courtyard of a university campus, climbing the stairs to enter the science building, where inside, she takes the fire opal to Josh in his laboratory. The scientist peers at it through a magnifying glass, confirming Alex's suspicions that there is something inside of it. But he hands the stone back to her, admitting that he's no gemologist. But gesturing to the equipment around him, Josh supposes that he could run some spectral analysis, infrared, and get some readings. Alex answers that that would be great, wondering if he could do it right now. But Josh pumps the brakes, returning to a stack of paperwork on his desk and informing her regretfully that he has about 2 hours worth of bullshit to get through for someone called Professor Lieber first. And apparently this is a reference to a science fiction writer of the same surname.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
But he assures Alex that he'll get to it as soon as he can, before asking if she wants to stay. Alex laments that she can't, but she asks Josh to call her as soon as he can, parting with a kind compliment as she slings her purse over her shoulder. You're the best, Josh. She tells him that she owes him, prompting him to call out, "Oh yeah? How about that dinner then?" His only answer is the office door closing behind Alex as she leaves.
I was like, damn.
But elsewhere, on a basketball court, a group of teenage girls are running through their paces. Sierra, played by Ashley Power Garner, crosses through a few defenders to take a shot, only to miss the basket entirely. On the sidelines, Alex blows her whistle, calling for a timeout and beckoning the girls to crowd around.
This is a well-rounded woman.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, I'm glad you said something because
good Lord.
I at this point I'm like, all right, there's a lot going on.
You did all this today?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not playing tennis and
then-
coaching a basketball game
Yeah.
with work in
was
between.
she? Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
she went to work too.
Yeah, good for her. Couldn't be me.
No, that's too many sports.
It's a lot.
And I
That's a whole lot.
gotta admit, when this scene started, I was like, I really hope that this leads somewhere because otherwise, I don't know what the hell's going on. But Alex commends the girls before asking Sarah why she thinks she missed the basket. And when the young girl isn't sure, Alex explains that she didn't have stillness. She assures all the girls that each of them can put the ball through the hoop as long as they take their time, take their breath, get their aim. But they don't always have that time in the middle of a game. Someone is always trying to take the ball away from them, but that's when they need stillness. Not in their body, but in their mind. She coaches that when they get a chance to make that shot, they've got to forget about everything else. Time doesn't exist. The other players don't exist. It's just them and the basket. She summarizes, see it, find it, shoot the ball.
Wish it, want it, be it.
Yeah.
I feel like we should all be jotting this down.
Yes.
I feel like
Yeah.
this might be important later.
You don't want to throw away your shot.
You don't want
Yeah.
to. No.
I've heard that once, I believe. It was a former, he wasn't president.
No.
Former guy with proximity to presidents. A former guy. He's dead. Is what I'm trying to say.
is.
He is
a former
dead.
guy.
He's a former human being, yes.
Maybe this is a little gripe on my behalf or something, but I do feel like I would have preferred maybe for her to just be a coach and then we hear this speech or whatever. Maybe not a few times, but like, you know what I mean? Like, this is just what it is.
Yeah.
Because I do feel a little bit like they are in the fields they need to be just for the story to progress. Like,
yeah,
there's
because how else would she? Well, her sister does work for the auction thing.
Yeah, maybe that could be enough.
So maybe she goes to visit her sister and like drops the gem and wakes up.
or well, something.
And she's like, well, you know,
or
Josh.
she's curious about it.
'cause
Yeah.
you can still have it to where maybe, she does the tennis thing with Josh and then she meets up with her sister who works at the auctioneers.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe she's super busy, so Alex takes the stone to Josh.
Yeah.
And drops it.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
She does have to
Polishes
wait.
it, yeah.
Yeah, she has to wake
the
it up.
gem. Yeah, that is because this is a full day.
Yeah, she's doing
a
so
lot.
much.
Yeah.
She's like 3 characters at
Yes.
once.
Yeah.
Yes.
But back at the laboratory, we pan through the shadows of faraway equipment to find Josh all alone at his desk, finally able to take a look at the fire opal that Alex brought him. Through his laser axial tomography system, he dials in the focus, mechanical arms swinging in to blast thin red lasers at the center of the stone, scanning it and creating a 3-dimensional model on his computer screen. He snarks to himself, "Well, this is the easiest date you've ever gotten, Aikman." You're not getting that date.
Yeah. No.
As the model rotates on the screen, a small orb begins to glow at the opal's center, a notice appearing at the bottom of the screen. Acute thermal increase detected. A perplexed Josh wonders what it could be. And we then cut to Alex on the basketball court, a low voice echoing all around her. "You woke me." And before Josh can make sense of his findings, bright rays of light suddenly shoot through the stone, bisecting it, then slicing it into fourths. The entire system goes haywire. The screen scrambled in front of the scientist as he shouts for the program to end the laser scan. A low rumble then emanates from within the stone as we travel through cavernous and crimson corridors inside, through the point of view of the djinn, until suddenly the opal opens, and with it arrives an explosion, the fiery blast bursting forth and sending Josh off of his feet and onto the floor.
We were gonna need that back.
Honestly. Nick is like, how much is it worth?
Yeah.
I have to wait till tomorrow?
Yeah, no shit. It's like, dude, I thought you were getting it inspected.
Yes. But Alex attempts to make contact, dialing the number to the laboratory on a payphone outside of the gym. But we crawl through the smoke and debris of what's left of the laboratory, the distant phone ringing unanswered, as we find a bloodied Josh collapsed on the tiles, choking and gasping for air.
What the fuck is that phone made out of? Everything got destroyed but the phone.
Maybe they should have made that opal out of the phone.
Clearly.
Josh's jovial voice on the answering machine greets Alex, who shares that something really weird happened to her on the court tonight, and she needs to talk to him about it. Josh exhales, Alex. And through the smoke, the scientist spies a small creature played by Vern Troyer.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Who crawls slickly across the floor, repeating her name in his deep voice. Alex.
It's fucking Mini-Me.
Yeah.
Yes. Those movies were.
Yeah, they
Were
were
what?
tired.
They were.
Yeah.
I don't know what a revisit would be like.
I don't know either. I
Of the
know.
Austin Powers.
Yeah.
I know we watched them way too
We
young.
watched the
Yeah.
hell out of
Oh,
them,
man.
too.
We watched them so young that I remember whenever I was in grade school, there was another kid who had watched them too, and he thought that fat bastard's name was Fred Blaster.
Oh, my God.
I remember that.
And
Like, that's not his name,
it's
dude.
like, we're too young to
Yeah,
be viewing
no.
these, I think.
The writing's on the wall.
Yep. But Josh asks worriedly if there's someone there. Gaining the attention of the creature, who turns to face him, sinewy strands covering its frightful body and face as it answers. Yes. Like, all right. As Josh recoils in fear, unable to move, the creature crawls for him through the surrounding smoke, and once it reaches him, it lies down across from him. I will say, again, I know it was later, so maybe it was partially inspired, but crawling through the smoke in a destroyed and exploded lab reminded me a lot of the merman in the cabin in the woods.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, yeah.
But the creature inquires, is the pain terrible? He assures Josh that he can help him with that. He can ease his suffering. All he has to do is ask. Josh lies confused, but the creature makes it easy. Tell me you want the pain to cease. Josh just groans in a pained sigh. Yes. It's like, why do you think he would help you?
Yeah.
He
It's that.
exploded you.
Well, there's a couple of questions.
Right.
Why are you a baby?
Well, yes.
And then, are you allowed to trick us into wishing for stuff?
Apparently,
like, I don't...
yes. Because it feels like he is setting up for you to say the words, I wish for you to take the pain away.
Right.
I wish for you to end my suffering, whatever. That it just doesn't happen. And then moving forward, he doesn't even do this song and dance.
Yeah, no.
He's just like, do you like pizza? And they're like, hell
I
yeah.
do.
Eat your way out of this one or whatever. It's like, I thought we were just talking.
Yeah.
I don't know.
This isn't so bad.
I think I got off easy.
Yeah, man.
But you know what I mean? It's like I thought we were just talking.
Right.
Just of things we would like
Yeah.
to happen. But the creature waves his hand, answering, as you wish. He then clenches his fist, writhing on the floor as a miserable scream escapes from Josh. It's funny as hell because he said, you want this pain to end?
Yeah.
I don't know how any wish could be misconstrued to where it would start with more pain.
Yeah, no.
Worse pain.
You guys still feel it?
Yeah. Shouldn't he just fucking die?
Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
Like, right?
Yeah.
It
that would
really
be
is,
ending it.
Yeah, insult to injury. Like, why?
But we then find Alex in the corridor of the gym, pressing in on her through a Dutch angle as she seems to somehow witness the monstrous happenings on the laboratory floor, as well as the misery that has befallen Josh. She cries his name in anguish as the creature sprouts horns from his scalp, his body expanding and bursting through the sinewy strands that once clung tightly to him. The creature, now played by Walter Phelan, tears himself free, rising wriggling to his feet, his slick musculature and bones on full display as he stalks his way over to Josh's desk.
Walter Phelan, he was also a monster in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Of course.
But he was Dr. Satan in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Dr. Satan!
Maybe he lives next door to you.
Ouch.
But the creature hovers his hand over the shattered pieces of the stone, his red eyes widening as they zip upward, collected into his waiting palm. But later that evening, a frantic Alex arrives at the university, pushing past first responders and racing for the entrance to the science building. She enters the laboratory, which is now filled with crime scene personnel, and she forces her way through uniformed officers until she's seized by Lieutenant Nathanson, played by Rico Ross.
Rico Ross, he was in Aliens in 86.
Hey!
Mission Impossible in 96 and Hackers in 95.
Very cool. I will say he is credited as Lieutenant Nathanson, but everyone in this film goes, Detective, Detective, Detective. I am giving him his due.
Yes.
And crediting him properly. But upon discovering his body strewn across the floor, Alex crumbles, shrieking Josh's name. Nathanson tries to console her, guiding her back over to the door of the lab, but Alex just demands to know if Josh is dead. When Nathanson confirms that he is, a tearful Alex tears herself away from the lieutenant. He apologizes to her as she peers past him to find Josh, lifeless within an unzipped black body bag. Nathanson introduces himself to her, asking her for her name, which she provides, her eyes never leaving Josh's body. He writes her name down on a pad that he retrieves from his pocket, assuming that she knew Josh. Alex just trembles through tears that he was her best friend, though he wanted more. No, she didn't say that. But she prompts Nathanson to apologize again for her loss. He asks her if she wants to have a seat, but Alex just wants to know what happened. Nathanson explains that it looks like it was an accident, maybe an equipment malfunction, and he inquires if Alex has any idea what Josh was working on. I'd be like, yeah, he said he had a lot of work for Professor Lieber or something. Goodbye.
He's like, well, whoever gave him whatever he was working on, I don't know how they're going to sleep at night.
Yeah. Anyways, we got a lot of work to do here. But Alex is honest, telling the lieutenant that Josh was analyzing a gemstone, an opal. And as the crime scene investigators zip up the body bag, she adds that it was for her. They're like, cuff her, boys.
Case closed.
That's it. But somewhere else in the city, we dip down from the bright neon light of the seaside pharmacy to find an unhoused man played by George Buck Flower lingering just outside.
George Buck Flower, he was in Dark Breed in 96, Tammy in the T-Rex in 94, Body Bags in 93,
Hey.
and They Live in 88.
That's two Carpenter related.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. He approaches a passerby asking, "Excuse me, lady, could you help out an old altar boy?" Reference to The Exorcist.
Ah.
But as she enters the pharmacy, he tells her that if she doesn't have any change, $1 will do. And if she doesn't have that, he's happy to take 5.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
The woman just apologizes before heading inside the pharmacy, the man assuring her that he'll just wait for her to come back. He presses his face to the glass, watching her every move with a slack jaw, which prompts the pharmacist, played by Reggie Bannister, to step away from the counter and exit the store to confront him.
Our boy Reggie from Phantasm.
Yes. Where's his guitar?
I know.
Yeah.
But the pharmacist leans halfway out of the door, wondering how many times he has to tell him. But the man scolds him. "You left customers in there. That's not a good way to run a business."
Well, dude, your face is like pressed.
Yeah, dude.
against
No,
the
he was
glass.
doing a lot.
Come on. The pharmacist snaps back, telling the man not to tell him how to run his business. He's a fucking bum. The man counters, telling the pharmacist not to tell him how to run his life. He's a fucking prick. He says that he'll talk to anyone he wants to. The pharmacist doesn't own the fucking sidewalk. But the pharmacist has news for the man. He does own the fucking sidewalk because he pays his fucking taxes. They trade a few fuck yous, but then the man takes it to another level. I hope you die, you sack of shit.
God damn.
Hey, dude. How long is this rivalry?
I know, yeah.
It's a long-standing
Yeah, it's personal.
God damn. He says he hopes he dies and floats down the gutter so we can fucking piss on him. The pharmacist just waves him away, returning inside to his customers as the man's insults grow a bit more colorful and strange, ending with, "You educated idiot!" The man storms off, mocking the pharmacist. I own the sidewalk. I pay taxes. He then implies that he can shove those taxes up his ass before once again growing a bit more colorful and strange.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was funny to me that the pharmacist is nowhere around anymore and he's like, get another thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like,
Found it relatable.
Yes,
Oh,
and he's
relatable.
like, so take 2 before bedtime? He's back to work.
Yeah.
He doesn't give a shit. But from behind a veil of rising steam in a nearby alley, a silhouetted figure whispers to him through the dark, catching his attention. The man asks who's there, and a deep voice answers, "A friend, perhaps." And from the shadows slinks the djinn, who inquires from beneath his tattered hood that I don't know how he got back. Tell me, do you really mean those curses you hurled so freely? The man assures him that he did, and the djinn wonders what he would do to have them come true. Gesturing to the smoke clutched in his fingers, the man answers that a cigarette and a handshake is about all he's got right now. But the djinn corrects him. Not quite. You have a soul. The man answers sarcastically that he'd gladly trade his soul for a shower and a jug of Jack. And ever the salesman, the djinn says, in that case, he would consider the death of his enemy to be a bargain. The man just chuckles. You really are fucked up, you know that? But he has to admit, he likes the way Snrub thinks.
That made me laugh because he's like, this is fucked up.
But
I do like what you're saying though.
And as the man lights his cigarette, the djinn asks to be indulged for just a moment, demanding to know what the man would have happen to the pharmacist. He implores the man to give it some thought, to enjoy it. And after taking a puff and breathing white smoke into the night air, the man supposes that the pharmacist should probably only get cancer. He should only get cancer and die. The djinn grins devilishly. As you wish. Inside the pharmacy, in the midst of conversation with a pair of customers, played by Peter Leopsis and Frank Nicotero, the pharmacist, the pharmacist suddenly stops speaking mid-sentence, his hand clutching a glass bottle so tightly that it shatters in his grasp as he seizes, collapsing to the floor as the men crowd around him. So I do want to point out, one of the men in this scene, as he's looking up in his point of view, looks vaguely like Tom Savini.
Okay.
But it is not Tom Savini, though Tom Savini is credited on IMDb.
Right.
That's wild.
Yeah.
In an interview, Kurtzman made it clear that it's not him.
Okay.
And if you do look closely, it's absolutely not him.
But was it just me, or is it, again, I didn't hear I wish. He did ask him, what would you do? But that's more of like, let me pick your brain for a second. I don't really feel it was like, I need you to say, I wish for
That's the thing.
this.
I thought we were just talking.
Yeah.
If what would you do was the question that prompted it, then fucking John Quinones would be murking motherfuckers left and right.
Right.
Like every single time. So I don't.
Yeah, it just feels weird.
It shouldn't be enough.
Right. There needs to be at least wish or something. I feel like in the sentence or something that I'm saying.
Totally agree.
Because honestly, he ends at everything with his line of "as you wish," and it's like, wait.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I didn't say any of that.
Which, by the way, that made me feel a lot better when Wesley was saying it in The Princess Bride. Then I feel hearing him say it.
But the pharmacist's death seems to arrive in shockwaves, reaching Alex in the laboratory, where she responds rather dramatically to them. Nathanson reaches a hand to check on her, asking if she's okay, but Alex pulls away from him sharply, admitting that she doesn't know, as she pushes through the laboratory door to make an abrupt exit. One cop tries to stop her, and the lieutenant goes, "Let her go."
Yeah.
It's like, let her. We don't know fucking anything.
No
dude.
shit. Yeah.
She could have exploded this place.
No shit. Yeah. What was this gemstone or whatever? What was it?
A bomb.
Yeah.
You're not asking the right question.
No. But back at the pharmacy, the pharmacist twitches on the tiles, his eyes rolling back white and his flesh bubbling and boiling beneath the surface. The unhoused man watches from the window, his eyes widening in horror as the pharmacist withers away before his eyes, pus pouring from his opened mouth as his face grows gaunt and his life slips away. Outside, the man tosses his cigarette away, clearly experiencing buyer's remorse when he's suddenly joined by the djinn, who growls, "Was it worth it?" The man backs away from the beast, unable to find the words as he trembles silently, until finally a scream erupts from him, and he runs as fast as he can, his staggered steps carrying him far from the fiend. But the djinn just retrieves the discarded cigarette from the concrete, and as he inspects the cherry burning at its end, a small sample of the fire that he was born from, he rasps, "Run, insect. Run and tell those you will what you will. Tell them that there is something loose in their city, something which feeds on wishes." He takes a puff. The man not nearly as far away as he should be.
I was like, he took his time getting around that corner.
But the djinn continues, "Tell them quickly while you still have a soul."
I didn't expect the djinn to be a smoker.
Yeah, what?
Well, he's like, "What is this thing? This tastes fucking great."
Crazy, man.
I will say I was surprised that he didn't take his soul.
Yeah.
I thought that it would be like an immediate thing.
Right.
So when it didn't happen, I was like, so what is he doing? Because that was the bargain. That's what he was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say that these lines are fucking fantastic.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that he delivers them very well. This is one of the coolest moments in the film to me, I think.
Okay.
For his performance.
Yeah.
But the djinn takes another drag, and we match cut quite neatly to Alex smoking a cigarette herself on the couch in her apartment.
That was a nice transition.
Yeah.
The camera arcs around her to reveal Shannon making her way across the living room to join her, plopping into a chair next to the couch. And I don't know if I didn't pay enough attention to Shannon, but I did not remember this bump it hairdo before. This is what she's rocking now, I guess.
Yeah.
Shannon implores her sister to put the cigarette out, assuming that she isn't enjoying it, and Alex does as told. She's like, "I just needed it for the transition." I
don't even smoke.
No. But Shannon changes topics, giving her condolences about what happened to Josh. She knows how close they were. Alex acknowledges this, but adds that they weren't as close as Josh wanted. And now, she shakes her head, fighting back the tears as Shannon asks her to listen. What happened to Josh was not Alex's fault. But Alex insists that it is, earning a lackluster response from her sister. What?
Yeah. I don't think her sister likes her.
No.
But Alex just sighs, sharing that there was something weird in that opal. She thinks that was what exploded, and she thinks that what she gave Josh is what killed him. Shannon doubts this, calling her sister's theory crazy, and Alex agrees. It does sound crazy, and that's the problem. After mulling it over for a moment, Shannon asks Alex if she wants her to call a Dr. Montiglio again. Alex definitely doesn't, assuring her sister that she's fine, she's just upset. But Shannon disagrees. She's not just upset, she's imagining things, just like last time. Alex disputes this, claiming that this is nothing like last time, and suggesting for her sister to just go to bed as she doesn't want her to worry. Shannon instead pleads with Alex to can the big sister act for just one night, reminding her that the fire was years ago and Alex was able to get her out of it. We're learning a lot.
Yeah, we have entered Exposition City. We've just crossed the city limits. This is wild, and it only gets worse. Like, this is not funny what they're talking about.
No, but
it made me laugh because it's like, okay, older sister.
Yes,
okay,
dude.
Yeah.
the incident that happened. Okay, who survived?
Yeah.
How did they survive? Like, it's like, dude, check. Like, it was cracking me up.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't like this.
No.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying, like in general, like I don't really like this.
No, and it is pretty fucked up from Shannon's point of view to be like, what are you sad about?
Yes.
You were able to save me.
Yeah.
It's like our parents are dead.
But you saved me.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
And this just happened.
Yeah.
Like this just happened with dude.
Her best friend died today.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
And she won't give. There's no sympathy.
No.
There's no, oh my God, I'm so sorry. It's just like, dude, you're going to freak out like last time when we lost both of our parents. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell is going on?
It's like maybe I'm in shock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't like her. Like, she's mean to her the whole movie.
She is.
And poor Alex does nothing but try to take care of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
But lost in the memory of that horrible night, Alex admits that she got Shannon out, but she didn't save their parents. Shannon corrects her. Not didn't. Couldn't. It wasn't her fault, just like Josh is not her fault. She warns her older sister that if she doesn't stop blaming herself, the whole fucking thing is going to start again. The therapy, the nightmares, everything. Alex rejects this premise, repeating that this is nothing like last time, but she says that something is going on, something bad, and she's gonna find out what it is.
I think we both reject this premise. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, Shannon is like half terrible, half okay, because she is trying to tell her that it's not her fault what happened.
Right.
But she's like, oh God.
It's not your fault. I understand why you feel that way, and I understand how this could bring up a lot of trauma that you already experienced.
Yeah.
It's not your fault. Like, oh my God, like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like that's how she's saying
Yes.
it.
Are we having dinner or not?
Yeah. Shouldn't you be cooking?
You better not burn it.
It's like, what is this?
I don't know.
But we press into the fire burning brightly at the hearth, which soon gives way to the flames that overtook their family home those years ago. Shannon pounding on the glass of her bedroom window and begging for Alex's help. I will say that it is interesting to kind of have this parallel, though, because at the beginning they said that the djinn was born of fire, and fire is such a crucial element of her trauma.
Right. And the opal itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But Alex suddenly awakens with a sharp gasp, sitting in the sunlight on the bench at the tennis courts. She struggles to catch her breath, seemingly relieved, watching as a tennis ball bounces toward her slowly. And when it reaches her shoe, a wide shot reveals Alex seated all alone as she reaches to pick it up. But when we return to a tight shot, the score sizzling suspensefully, we see the dead and decayed Josh now sitting next to her, his hair hanging in strands over the mottled flesh of his face as he growls, "Ready to play, Alex?" She screams, lurching upward in her bed, finally waking up properly. Her face slick with sweat, she glances worriedly around her room as the voice of the djinn echoes around her. "I can smell your fear." We hover above her bed, finding Alex all alone in her massive bedroom. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But the curtains billow in the night breeze as Alex rests her head on her pillow and somehow returns to sleep. You are out of your mind.
She went to work. She played tennis. She coached a game. She's fucking
right.
exhausted, dude. Oh, and her friend
Also died.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've been visited like 3 times by a fucking demon ghoul today.
It really takes it out of you.
I guess.
And she didn't even make dinner tonight.
That's true. Shannon's like, I'm hungry, dude. I'm dying. But the next morning, we find Alex at the docks, where a dock worker directs her to Xxena, who pulls up in front of her to park a forklift. When she asks his name, Xxena flirts. Sweetheart, you can call me anything you like. But Alex implores, please, telling him that she doesn't have time for his games. I don't know why that really cracked me up.
Maybe
Dude.
laugh out loud. She's like, look, did you?
Yeah, I'm fucking over it already. Xxena laments this, suggesting that it could be fun. But Alex breezes past this, asking directly about the opal. The jewel? Xxena's eyes dart away from her, pretending not to know what she's talking about. But Alex finds this odd, as his friend, Doug Clegg, knew exactly what she was talking about. Xxena claims to have never heard of a Doug Clegg, but Alex presses him, and when she mentions a potential lawsuit, Xxena climbs off of the forklift, demanding to know what the deal is. Is she a cop or something? Alex explains that she isn't, and says that they don't have to get the cops involved at all if he just tells her where he got the opal. Reluctantly, Xxena reveals the truth. It was out of that statue, after the accident. He says that she must have seen it on the news. It killed that guy. Alex remembers the Beaumont piece. Xxena isn't sure on the name, but he confirms everything else. And as Alex turns away, he calls out to her that the pawn shop owner gave him $200 for it. He wonders, did I get fucked? And without turning around, Alex answers to his great dismay. Royally.
$200 is wild.
Yeah.
Especially when he went in there like, I gave him a real good price for it.
Dude. Quit talking yourself up. Trying to shill for your own pawn shop. The djinn, however, returns to the university, shrouded in tattered clothing, and doing a terrible job of being inconspicuous, with literally every student he passes by stopping to stare at him in stunned surprise. An unearthly breeze even blows back the hair of a woman as he crosses in front of her, but the djinn ventures onward, climbing the steps that lead him to enter the School of Medicine. But elsewhere in the city, inside a sprawling white mansion, we find Alex inside, perusing the pages of a newspaper, reading an article about the accident at the docks. This will be very, very important later. But she's finally greeted by the man of the manor, Mr. Beaumont. A delicate piano plays in the background as he joins Alex, telling her that it's so nice to see her again. This surprised me because I thought that it would be more meaning in like an established history between them.
Yeah.
But I guess that it's just a matter of her working at the auctioneers.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't really matter all that much.
Mm-hmm.
But Alex expresses her sincere sympathies for what happened, and Beaumont concurs. Yes, irreplaceable, one of a kind. Alex wonders, we are talking about Ed Finney, your assistant, right? And Beaumont claims that of course they are, but it's clear that they were not.
No, they weren't. So he's a bastard.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
an asshole.
He takes a puff of his cigarette, casually blowing the smoke right into her face. As Alex suggests that if Beaumont isn't too broken up about the loss of Finney, perhaps she could ask him a few questions. Upon earning his permission, Alex explains that the newspapers seem more concerned with the details of the accident and the crane operator. Beaumont interrupts, the drunken swine. But Alex continues that the papers are less concerned about the details of the statue itself. She asks if the statue was bejeweled, but Beaumont tells her that it wasn't. It was a likeness of Ahura Mazda, one of the few to have been made after the Islamic conversion. But he then offers to show her something, certain that she'll be quite interested in it, before inquiring if there are any new treasures at the auction house. But back at the university, a medical student, played by Brian Klugman, whistles his way down a corridor, immersed in a magazine, until suddenly, another uncredited student lurches out from a nearby classroom, startling him in a jump scare with a jar of eyeballs. I will say he didn't see that coming. But
And we're just walking around with the stuff?
I guess what's worse, he calls a student an asshole, which he was.
Yeah.
But when they part company, the other student just heads off for the library with the jar of eyeballs. Is he allowed to do
well,
that?
because that was my first thought was, well, he shouldn't have that. And then I'm like, maybe he should.
I've never gone to medical school.
Yeah.
I don't know.
If any of our listeners have gone to medical school, are you allowed
Is that a thing?
Yes.
one jar of eyeballs per person? But deeper inside the School of Medicine, the djinn unveils a corpse, played by Andrew Divoff, which rests beneath a sheet, and he caresses his face with his pointed fingers. Alex, however, is guided deeper into Beaumont's mansion, surveying the room before her with amazement. As we pan across various statues and sculptures of varying eras and cultures, Beaumont announces, "My room of lost gods, once worshipped, now forgotten." He explains that they represent every culture in ancient history, and we linger on a large statue of Pazuzu.
Very cool.
Yeah. But Beaumont directs Alex's attention to an empty platform at the far center of the room, a plaque resting beneath its vacancy, with Beaumont explaining that that spot was reserved for Ahura Mazda. But when Alex asks exactly what Ahura Mazda is, Beaumont tells her that it's the objects that he collects, not the theologies that they represent. But as they walk through the room together, he does explain everything. He says that Ahura Mazda was the monotheistic deity of the Zoroastrian religion. Alex asks, so he was a god of good then? And Beaumont confirms this, but he adds that interestingly, legend has it that the opposing force was actually his own shadow, so in a way, he himself was a source of evil.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. He then shares that there's someone at the university that he'd like her to meet, a very smart woman who has done some catalog descriptions for him in the past, and he supposes that she could be of some help, provided that Alex catches her in a good mood. And I will say, even if it sometimes comes off a little heavy-handed in the dialogue and the lines and everything, you can tell that they really did a lot of research
Yeah.
to kind of write and elaborate on this lore and keep it grounded in real mythology.
Right.
Back at the medical school, though, the djinn is knuckle-deep into peeling the skin off of that corpse he found.
Was this whole thing bizarre to anybody else?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
What? I thought we would get, I don't know. I thought there would be clarification as to why this specifically is happening.
Right.
It's just funny to me, and we talked off mic, but that he needs to do this.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's what's making or causing the confusion, because you're a djinn. I'm just confused at some of the choices that you're making of things to do.
Yeah. I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's like you can make wishes come true for other people, but you can't do. It's like you can't take your own advice, but you can give really good advice.
Right, yeah.
You don't get high on your own supply.
Yeah.
I guess
It's
he
like,
doesn't
oh.
have any wishes, huh?
But the djinn is soon interrupted by the whistling medical student, who discovers him leaning over a corpse at the far side of the room, snarking, "Who's the teacher's pet?" Wondering why he's working in the dark, the medical student reaches for the light switch, only for the room to stay dipped in darkness. Suspicion finally grabbing hold of him, the student makes his way over to the djinn, demanding to know who he is. But upon discovering what the djinn has done to the corpse, he bellows a bewildered, "What the fuck?" The djinn stares back at him through the hanging strands of his tattered hood, a growl grumbling from behind his jagged teeth. When the student stands aghast before him, the djinn wonders, Am I to understand that this is not something that you wish to see? The student answers calmly. I mean, so, yeah, you got that straight.
Yeah.
It's a little much for me.
Yeah.
But this prompts the djinn to reply, very well. And with a wave of his hand, the student's eyes are suddenly sealed shut. The skin of his eyelids pinched a pained pink.
Again.
Yeah, I know he said you wish, not, but
You said that.
you said that. Me just saying, yep. I don't think
That
that
shouldn't mean
count.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really fucking taking liberties, man.
It's not fair.
The student cries out in agony, dropping his clipboard, the djinn smiling at his own handiwork as he tears the mask of flesh free from the cadaver's skull. The student moans, I can't see, you bastard! But the djinn just places his new face over his body responding quite well to the transplant.
Yeah.
As the skin wraps itself around his cranium, covering the horns that sprout from his crown, form-fitting, and even growing a proper head of hair for good measure.
Yeah, they must have had that same technology from Face Off. I don't know how that happened, but maybe he wished for it.
Hey, maybe. The djinn grins deviously, grateful for the new facade. But back in the room of the gods, Alex shrieks madly on the ground, with Beaumont attempting to soothe her, to no avail. She envisions the djinn kneeling over her in his new human disguise, an evil smile stretching across his face, before this finally gives way to Beaumont, who clutches her shoulders, shouting her name, and demanding to know what's the matter. Alex raises herself from the ground, calmness returning to her as she admits that she doesn't know what happened. And as Beaumont lifts her to her feet, he tells her that she fainted and offers to get her something to drink. But Alex declines, catching her breath and insisting that she's fine, attributing it all to the fact that she's been under a lot of stress. She somehow seems to convince Beaumont, the art collector reaching his finger to lift her chin, as he comments that he hopes that she'll be well enough to attend his party, the one that was to celebrate his acquisition.
He's pretty handsy.
Yeah.
He seemed okay at first, and then it's like, all right.
Yeah, maybe not.
My chin was fine where it was.
Yes.
Glancing over to the empty pedestal, he adds that her boss received the invitations, and that Alex and her charming sister shall be most welcome. Alex RSVPs in person, claiming that she would like to, but she thinks that she might be busy. Beaumont accepts this with a, I see.
He puts his sweaty hat on her head.
Yeah.
Does
Like, I
this
heard
change
this.
things?
Yeah. Heard this is your thing.
Yeah.
But sometime later, we peer down the steep stone seating of an outdoor theater where Professor Wendy Derleth, played by Jenny O'Hara, directs traffic on the stage where her students are rearranging the pieces of their set.
Jenny O'Hara, we talked about her in Devil.
Yeah.
Sure did. She's also Doug's mom
That's
on
right.
King of
That's right.
I was really excited to see her.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she is fantastic.
She really
Yeah.
is. I like her character too.
Mhm. I was surprised.
When Alex sidles up next to her, Wendy turns to face her, initially confusing her for someone else. But when Alex introduces herself, explaining that Raymond Beaumont must have told her about her, Wendy can't help but share her honest opinion. What an insufferable prick that man is. She acknowledges that that's not exactly Alex's problem, unless she's stupid enough to be working for him. Or sleeping with him. Alex assures her that she is doing neither, which Wendy says establishes her discerning good taste.
Okay.
It also, for me, establishes his reputation.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the handsy,
Yeah.
Yes.
and he's like, bring that cute sister of yours
Yeah.
too. It's
What
like,
the
Jesus
hell is
Christ.
going
Remember, you're
on?
celebrating art. After correcting her students on the placement of a statue on stage, she redirects her attention to Alex, asking what she can do for her. Alex retorts that she can do absolutely nothing for her until she gets her full attention. Wendy then turns to face Alex, admitting, "I like you." She explains that this play is actually a co-production between folklore, her department, and drama, not her department, and that as soon as a Professor Benson gets here, she's going to be run off anyway. So she gestures to Alex to follow her away from the stage.
Professor what?
Oh, no.
Ben's son?
Yeah.
Is he related?
He's here too. Yeah.
He's busy booking a lot of tickets to the Bahamas.
Oh shit, is this everybody trying to get ready to go act like they're workers there?
Yes. Yes.
Oh my
That's
God.
exact. We've established.
They're gonna
It's canon.
Yeah.
But as the pair walk together, Wendy provides historical context to Alex's investigation. She explains that the Stone of the Secret Fire was first written about in Persia around 900 years ago. She says that a court sorcerer was said to have imprisoned an evil spirit within it, a creature from the spaces between the worlds. A djinn. This word seems to inspire a bit of skepticism in Alex, who replies, "A djinn? A genie?" But Wendy implores her to hold on a second, suggesting for her to forget about what our culture has made of the djinn, forget about Barbara Eden, forget about Robin Williams. She says that to the people of ancient Arabia, the djinn was neither cute nor funny. It was something else entirely, the face of fear itself. But at a clothing store, somewhere else in the city, Ariella, an employee played by Gretchen Palmer, powders her face in a mirror while also holding a compact mirror in her hand.
She's vain.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, got it, writing it down. But she calls out to an unseen customer, asking, "How does it look?" The deep voice of the djinn answers, imploring her to tell him. She turns around to discover him standing there in a slick and brand new black suit, adjusting his bright blue tie and appearing human. Ariella can merely mutter, "Wow." And the djinn is grateful for her approval.
Andrew Divoff had said that an allure to playing this role was getting to do both. Acting with his own face, obviously, and then acting underneath all the makeup that makes him the djinn in like his final form.
Right.
And I was like, that is really cool because he kind of carries himself differently depending on like his embodiment or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it was 3 hours daily of makeup to transform him into the djinn.
Okay.
And then it was another hour and a half at the end of the day to remove everything.
Damn.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that it's only.
I thought that was a pretty quick application for as much as there was.
Yeah.
And of course, it was tiny pieces that allowed for articulation of his face. And they said that he would watch the dailies every day to kind of gauge how exaggerated his expressions needed to be to come through in the makeup. He just does a really great job.
Okay, yeah.
But when Ariella suggests another style, maybe something tighter, the djinn declines, explaining that he doesn't like feeling confined, as he's had enough of that. Without asking any follow-up questions.
Yes, yes. What the hell does that mean?
Like, were you in an opal or something? For a fucking 1,000 years? But Ariella just guides him over to the cash register, the djinn stealing a cheeky glance of her ass as she makes her way in front of him. Once she reaches the register, she asks, "Will this be cash or charge, Mr.?" And the djinn provides his alias, Demarest, Nathaniel Demarest, and he asks her to call him Nathaniel.
Not Nate.
No.
Yeah,
Let's still keep it rolling.
Yes. Actually, call me Nathaniel Demarest. And Demarest is a very cool name, I will say.
It is.
yeah.
Shout out to the artist who created our show artwork, Brian Demarest,
Yes.
Hey.
who I don't believe is a djinn.
I hope not. No, because we did wish for really cool.
We did.
art, and
Hey.
So he gave us the first wish. The first wish is just fine.
Oh, that's the trap.
That's yes. Don't make any more wishes. But Ariella repeats her question a little more familiar this time. Okay, Nathaniel, cash or charge? The djinn asks which she would prefer. It's like, just buy the fucking suit,
God,
dude.
yes.
Why would I care?
Mm-hmm.
I literally
you're
don't
not
give
paying
a fuck.
me. But put on the spot, Ariella answers that she doesn't know. Cash? The djinn tells her that it's done. And a perplexed Ariella then reaches between her breasts to find a wad of $100 bills stashed in her bra. It's funny, this doesn't count as a wish.
Yeah.
Since we're playing fast and loose.
Once again, yes. Extremely fast and loose.
But she stares speechless at the djinn, who explains that today is his first day in her world, and he's pleased to see that beauty is a constant.
So you're getting less and less cute by the by the second.
She's like, and pressing the button beneath the counter. But the djinn wonders, does it bother her knowing that her beauty will fade? That her looking glass will day to day tell her a long and unhappy story? Ariella doesn't know what to say, other than acknowledging that that's life, right? It happens to all of us. But the djinn counters that it doesn't have to. He implores her, ask and see what happens. Ask for an end to change, an end to decay. He directs her outright to say, I wish to be beautiful forever. The score then offers a whimsical flourish as Ariella does as told, wishing to be beautiful forever. Percussion rumbles as the djinn lowers his eyes to her, declaring that it was a pleasure doing business with her before exiting the store. We then see a customer, played by Jean St. James, entering the store and glancing around for an associate, but when she doesn't find one at the cash register, she starts to browse around on her own. But we linger at the cash register, where Ariella still stands, her figure forever frozen in ageless beauty, in the form of a mannequin.
Be so fucking for real.
Know.
Kept
What?
the name tag and everything. Your boss knows that that's weird,
I was gonna
right?
say, her manager's like, I didn't say you could take a break, Ariella.
Lunch was... This, to me, it feels so Tales from the Crypt.
Yes.
Okay.
And I really appreciate it because finally she said, I wish.
Yeah, I like that, but it is still mixed with the I'm gonna tell you what to say, and then you just say it. It's like, yeah, you coached her into doing that. It's not like people are, like you said, the monkey paw thing.
Yeah.
If they're like, oh shit, you can, or haha, I wish I could get out of here, then it's like, okay, it's granted. And then something bad happened. He's like, no, check this out. I'm going to tell you what to say, then I'm going to fuck you.
And that's the thing. It happens so fast. And like, it's broad daylight and there's other people in the store.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is trying on a suit. She's trying to do her makeup. He's being flirty and then weird, and then there's cash in her titties, and then like now she's a mannequin. Like, I don't know. I like this scene for that kind of campy factor.
Yes. Yeah.
But like, logistically, I don't understand why we're doing this.
It is a funny little cutaway because we are in the middle of a conversation right now with Alex and Wendy.
Yes.
And Wendy's like, he couldn't possibly be more evil. And then he's like, I'm going to turn this lady into a mannequin, I think. It's like, this is what you're doing?
Yeah.
I don't understand.
But still standing with Wendy at the bottom of the outdoor theater, Alex seems to take notice of everything that's just happened, watching as Ariella's eyes roll back to whites within her fiberglass face.
That looked really cool.
Yeah. The djinn's voice echoes outward to her. I'll find you. Wendy asks the increasingly distracted Alex if she'd rather just do this another time.
It's like, I'm very busy.
Yeah, dude, how long have you been spacing out? But before Alex can answer, a random student, played by Azita Azar, lurches forward wearing a massive skull mask, scaring the shit out of Alex. She apologizes to her, explaining that she just wanted to show the professor her costume.
Come on.
It's her new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Yeah.
It's like, come on, dude. And why at me?
I know. What the fuck?
Wendy acknowledges that clearly the mask is scary enough, and she tells the student to head back to her rehearsal. And alone again, she checks in on Alex, who answers unconvincingly that she's all right. After hearing this, Wendy continues that the Jinn, which is both singular and plural, are a race created after the angels but before mankind. Powerful, magical, evil. This surprises Alex, who says that she thought genies granted wishes. It's like they're called jinns. We're doing jinns.
Yes. Focus.
Can you please? I know you were out like at a clothing store or something. But Wendy concurs that the jinn are obliged to. But their true motivation is always usurping this world for themselves. Alex has never heard this, learning that the story of the jinn was always sweetened in modern fables. And Wendy explains that through the centuries, faith became fairy tales, that we avoided our terror by taming it into fiction, inventing stories of magical lamps to rock our children to sleep. Some of these lines are top-notch.
Mm-hmm.
They are. I really enjoy this conversation and the concept that it presents.
Yeah. Wendy confirms that the old stories are much darker, that in the old writings, the jinn is everything that we've ever feared. An utterly inhuman race of beings that mean us harm, older than our oldest history, and more powerful than our worst imaginings, driven by an ancient and endless malevolence. Lisa, you're scaring your mother. God damn. And this is really interesting to me because we don't really... Well, I don't want to give it away just yet, but we don't really learn what Wendy truly believes.
Yeah.
Regarding this folklore.
Right.
Because right now she is basically a big part of a research scene for Alex, but later whenever it's kind of more elaborated on, it's not necessarily what she thinks.
Right.
So I'm kind of interested to know, you know? But with that, the jinn, still disguised as Demarest, makes his way into the police station, strolling right into the bullpen and over to Nathanson's desk, where the lieutenant sits writing a report.
What the hell are you doing, dude?
I know.
And that lady, the officer at the front, she just like, yes, right here, sir.
Yeah.
It's like, what the hell? I don't think you're allowed to do this.
I don't know.
He gets Nathanson's attention, explaining that he was told downstairs that he's in charge of the Aikman investigation. Nathanson answers that he was, offering the jinn a seat right in front of him. He explains that the case is closed, at least as far as homicide is concerned, unless he's got something to tell him. But to Nathanson's surprise, the jinn replies that he was hoping that Nathanson had something to tell him. An address for a woman called Alexandra. Nathanson scoffs a small laugh, wondering what the hell makes him think that he would just give him her address.
Why are we confirming that?
Yeah,
I know.
I guess that is. I was a witness. It's like, really, dude? The Jen's like, good.
Yeah, keep talking.
Came to the right place. Suspicion's starting to settle in. Nathanson becomes curious as to what makes this man so curious. But the Jen notices that Nathanson's eye keeps getting drawn to a nearby criminal, played by Dennis Matalone, who sits at a desk surrounded by officers. He asks the lieutenant why he keeps looking over there. Nathanson, his eyes focused on the criminal, explains that that man is guilty as sin, but somehow he walked on 7 counts.
7 counts of what?
I don't know.
I know.
And why is he confiding in?
I don't know. So you seem like an honest guy.
Yeah, did he sound that sincere?
I don't know. I should be like so scared of you right now because you're like, what's her address?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, I'm like, look, it's been a rough however long it takes to rack up 7 counts.
Are you really interested?
Yeah. It's like, you want to be my friend now? And it's funny because if he walked on 7 counts, what is he doing in the police station?
Yeah, no shit.
Came to brag.
Yeah. But he says that the man is made of Teflon and it makes him sick. He takes a sip of his coffee, leveling with the djinn. You know what I'd like? And the djinn would love to know. Nathanson answers, just one time. He'd like it to be easy. To be able to nail that prick dead to rights, murder one, with everyone being an eyewitness. The djinn turns to face the criminal with a sick smile, locking eyes with him, seeming to get inside of the man's head. And with one tap of his finger, the criminal lurches up from his seat, swiping everything off of the desk in front of him before reaching for the pistol from the holster of a nearby officer. He's unthinking and unblinking as he pulls the trigger, blowing the man away. And as he opens fire on the other officer seated in front of him, blasting him bloody and out of the chair, Nathanson joins several other suited officers who race to tackle the criminal, attempting to disarm him as they wrestle him onto a desk. As the criminal fires blindly into the ceiling, keeping a death grip on the firearm, the djinn stands from his seat, calmly rifling through the files on the lieutenant's desk. And through the paperwork, he finds a business card for Alexandra Amberson at Regal Auctioneers.
Please.
This is funny because it's either a part of the lieutenant's investigation or at some point during their meeting, she gave him a business card.
How did he get that?
I don't know.
It was also funny because I guess that, somebody along the way wished for a never-ending gun.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that I did notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess since we're all talking about what was funny,
I
think it's funny that he's a god or a genie or whatever, but you had to steal someone's address.
Yes.
Right.
You had to go over here, convince this dude
to her work.
distract him. Yes. You had to distract this man to get an address. Not like even out of the phone book or like what you took the long way around to go get this address that you should be a god and be able to see or find or.
And it is funny, like Nay said, it's not even the address.
No, it's the next
one.
step.
Yeah. So the work.
And you're in her head everywhere.
Yeah.
Yet somehow it's like, I can't find hide nor hair of the lady.
Oh, no. You picked up smoking, but you don't know the city.
Yes. But as he seizes the small card with a smile, the criminal finally drops the gun, his eyes seeming to search around in confusion at his own murderous actions. But Nathanson takes notice of the djinn, calling out to him. The fiend meets his gaze, snarling a smile, which seems to reinvigorate the criminal, who roars madly beneath the officers. He beats them away, knocking Nathanson to the floor and reaching into the mouth of an officer, played by Greg Funk, so it's twice, who tries to hold him down. In a surprising display of strength, the criminal tears the jawbone right off of the officer's skull, his tongue wriggling freely through a rain of blood as Nathanson draws his gun on the floor. He and another officer, played by Joe Svezia, start blasting, the criminal eating bullets like nothing, doing the getting shot shimmy for just long enough for the djinn to make his escape. As soon as he departs, the criminal returns to himself, collapsing to the floor and into a pool of his own blood. So this was a vulgar display of power.
Yes.
But one thing I did like is that as soon as he didn't need him anymore, the dude just dies.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But I will say this, I could not have predicted any of this.
No.
But back in her apartment, Alex continues her research of the djinn, gathering books and printouts onto her dining room table. As she makes her way over to the refrigerator, she reads from the text. The stone of the secret fire, created by a Persian sorcerer to save his people from the djinn, is as much a curse as a blessing, because it is a doorway between the worlds, and like all doors, can be opened from either side.
This is a research theme, baby.
Yeah.
As she drinks a glass of wine and smokes a cigarette, she learns that once the djinn is freed, it can use the stone to bring forth its race, but it must first charge the stone by gathering the souls of humans who have had a single wish granted, before finally activating the stone by finding the human who freed him and granting them 3 wishes. The text reiterates that the sole limitation of the jinn's power is that it may only be used in the service of wishes. It's a bit convoluted.
Hold on.
I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Because, well,
Yeah.
it is funny to me because there had been a lot of confusion for me at this point, because I'm like, he's granting these wishes, but then nothing really happens to the people who made them.
Right.
And so they're like, it's coming.
Yeah.
It's about to happen.
It is funny that there's so many steps.
Mm-hmm.
It has to, like, it's not a classic car where it's got to warm up. Like, that's crazy to know. You have to grant these people wishes to charge it up.
Mm-hmm.
But, like
you're flooding it.
Yeah. It's like, I just don't. And wishes is loose.
It's vague.
That's very
extremely loose.
Yeah. It'd be cool if he's like, that counts, right?
You like that car?
Yeah, okay,
That's
good.
a wish? Yeah. What the hell?
But the djinn, still in the guise of Demarest, arrives at the glass door of the office of Regal Auctioneers, tapping on it incessantly and gaining the attention of a security guard, played by Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
Wild.
Fucking Jason himself.
Of course.
When the guard tells him through the glass barrier that they're closed for the day, the djinn responds that he just needs to locate one of their employees. The guard shrugs, revealing that there's no one here today except for the boss. This is good enough for the djinn, who says that he'll just speak to the boss then, and orders the guard to open the door.
If you don't have $1, I'll take 5.
Yeah, it's like, I learned this from a guy I met. The guard politely explains that it's appointment only after business hours, which enrages the djinn, who seethes. You're becoming a problem, little man. He orders him once more to open the doors, and the guard does, stepping out to get into the djinn's face, telling him that it's time for him to go. He rests his hand on the pistol at his hip, which inspires a smile from the djinn, the fiend calmly ordering the guard to get out of his way. When the guard refuses, the djinn wonders if he has any idea how frustrating it is to have unlimited power and to only be able to use it when some worm asks you for something.
I don't know.
Hold on.
Don't know if that's exactly true.
Yeah.
And it is funny that we just talked about that like 2 seconds ago.
Yeah.
But the guard can't say that he does, and he doesn't give a shit either. The djinn then pleads with him to just ask him for something. He's like, please! Let me do my thing!
I'm following the rules now.
But the guard obliges, telling the djinn, I want you to leave. The djinn's smile disappears as his body seems to turn away from the guard against his own desires, his deep voice protesting, No, I have to get inside.
What
Which
the
is like, what?
What is going on?
Wait, so was the wish granted?
Yeah.
You know?
He told him to leave, and he did.
And he was. And he didn't want to.
Right. That's so funny. But it follows the rules.
It does.
For once,
Yeah.
yes.
But in response, the guard just chuckles. Well, you'd have to go through me. And that's something I'd love to see.
God damn it. You expressed an
I
interest
know.
in something.
Yes. Yeah.
Vaguely.
That's all it's
The score howls as the djinn stares down Linz at us.
It's like, do you believe this guy?
He's like, ain't I a stinker? But he turns around to face the security guard, the look in the djinn's eyes striking fear in him. The door behind the guard suddenly ripples like water, swallowing him within it, his entire body absorbed and his frightful face frozen like stained glass. The djinn just strolls through the door, the guard's flattened body warping around him as he reaches for a smoke in his jacket pocket. And as he turns toward Nick's office, the glass door bursts, shards of the guard shattering right at us.
I feel like of all the ways he could have gone through him, this is not what I
No.
Yeah,
anticipated.
yeah, this is a no for me.
I am going to agree.
Yeah.
I was watching and I was like, there's no way that this looked good in 1997 even.
No.
You know what I thought of was Death Becomes Her, like a hole in the stomach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then crawl through, and then he's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Or whatever you say when a hole is ripped through your stomach.
Well, if he's the door, why not just have it open and tear him in half?
Yeah.
And
We could have done a lot.
Yeah, he is the door now, so...
No, we're making him water
Yeah,
too for some reason. But the djinn casually enters Nick's office, the boss startled to see him and wondering how the hell he got in here. The djinn answers quite casually that the guard opened up for him. It's like, come on.
Yeah,
That was pretty
come
good.
on.
This is pretty good.
He takes a seat across from Nick, politely asking for his help, inquiring as to where he could find Alexandra Amberson. Nick stammers that Alex was off today, repeating his question and demanding to know who the djinn even is. The djinn answers vaguely that he's someone that Alex is expecting, and he goes one step further, asking for Alex's home address. Nick scoffs, interrogating, if she knows you, how come you don't have her address?
Good question.
But the djinn explains that he said that she was expecting him, not that she knows him.
Okay.
So you're making this much harder for yourself. But with that, Nick suggests that the djinn should email her or something, because he can't just give out her address. The djinn understands, but he persists, taking a puff of his cigarette and asking Nick to tell him instead where Alex is right now. When Nick refuses, the djinn can't help but laugh, reaching for a small statuette that rests on the edge of the desk. Nick warns that that piece is very valuable, which piques the djinn's interest. Really? Would you like to make it 100 times as valuable? Nick can't pass up this opportunity. And with a disbelieving chuckle, he answers that he would. But his eyes widen with wonder as the djinn waves his hand over the item, transforming it into solid gold, its center now filled with diamonds. Nick can't believe it, and as he inspects the diamonds, he asks how the hell the djinn just did that. The djinn answers simply, old family secret, before asking again where Alexandra is. Nick nonchalantly snags his new solid gold trinket, wiping the dropped diamonds to his side of the desk, as he explains that he doesn't really feel comfortable telling him. Exhaling smoke through his nose, the djinn implores Nick to tell him what would make him comfortable, to just name it. Nick seems reluctant, but only for a split second, asking what his limit is, and the djinn tells him, your imagination. His eyebrows raise as he confides, well, I'm not a greedy man. How about $1 million? The djinn smiles deviously. Done. And at an airport, we find Mrs. Merritt, Nick's mother, played by Betty McGuire, standing at a counter across from an insurance agent, played by Reneé Faya. The agent goes over her paperwork on a clipboard, realizing that there's something missing. Mrs. Merritt forgot to name a beneficiary. Mrs. Merritt can't believe the oversight, filling in the blank with the name of her son, Nick, adding that he owns a very prestigious auction house.
We know who he is.
Yeah. Yes.
It's like, I don't know if the audience is making the connection.
The fucking cut to this. I was like, this is too, now we've gone too far.
Yeah.
And what's sad is that Nick is just like, hell yeah, $1 million. And has no idea what the djinn is doing.
But again, there was no wish.
No,
No.
It was just an ask. I can't say what I'm interested in or like. Still, like there's no wishing.
It's somehow, yeah, it's
what
just
would
enough.
make you comfortable? A chair. Got it.
Yeah. Wait, no.
What?
But with the paperwork settled, the agent thanks Mrs. Merritt for her business and adds for her to enjoy her flight. But just as the plane takes off, flying just above us, it suddenly explodes into a ball of fire.
I couldn't believe it.
No.
We knew what was going to happen.
Oh,
yes, yeah.
Like, I don't think we needed the fucking Final Destination explosion. I couldn't believe this.
Yeah, again, I didn't ask for that, man.
No.
What the hell?
And this is very monkey's paw.
Yes, this
Extremely,
is, yes.
yeah. That's why you gotta be specific.
Mm-hmm.
Although he did not even know he was wishing, so
No.
I don't think that this is on him.
Yeah.
But back at the apartment, I guess she didn't see this for some reason, even though she's been...
The airport's really far away.
Okay. Alex sits casually at the dining room table, smoking a cigarette as she continues her research. Shannon enters the room, wondering what the hell Alex is doing. She explains that she's just learning the rules of the game, which seem to change quite often.
Yes, yeah.
The ever-evolving rules of the game.
Shannon stands perturbed that she left early from work to bring her back the car, and Alex isn't even ready. When Alex has no idea what she's talking about, her sister reminds her. Basketball? An irritated Alex puts out her cigarette, admitting that she lost track of the time. She rushes off to get changed, leaving Shannon to peruse the contents of her research that still rests on the table. But the sisters head off to the gym, and we arrive at the middle of basketball practice, or possibly a game. It's unclear.
I wasn't sure either.
We watch as Sierra takes a shot, and this time, the ball bounces off the rim before falling right through the net. Alex sits impressed in the stands, blowing her whistle to call a timeout. This feels like a waste of a timeout. But
Yeah.
just say like, good hustle or something and let them keep playing, but whatever. The girls crowd around her, including Sierra, who gushes. Stillness, Miss Amberson. That's how I did it, just like you said.
We have to reiterate the lesson.
Yes.
Alex encourages her half-heartedly, and as the girls return to the court, she walks back over to Shannon, asking for her phone. She's like, yeah, great job. Yeah. It's like, hey, dude, you...
Eat your fries, eat
Yeah. You made an impact on me. I just wanted to tell you.
I know. You taught me that.
Yeah, word for word.
Whatever, kid.
Yeah, it's like they already stole the ball. Great job. They've scored 14 points as you've been talking to me. But Shannon hands over the phone reluctantly, wondering who this woman is anyway. And when Alex snags the phone from her, she puts in a call to Wendy, but gets her answering machine. She tells her that it's Alex, again, repeating that she really needs to talk to her as soon as possible. She returns the phone to Shannon, her sister eyeing her suspiciously as she returns to the sidelines. But a voice behind Shannon gets her attention. Excuse me, miss. Would you mind terribly if I borrow your phone? Shannon turns around to discover the djinn, still disguised as Demarest. She hands the phone over, checking him out and declining the djinn's offer to pay for the call. He hits the redial button, raising the phone to his ear to discover who Alex just called. Professor Wendy Derleth. Alex is too busy on the court to notice or care, but the djinn hands Shannon's phone back to her, lamenting in an outright lie. Nobody home. But he acknowledges that cell phones are useful little items, aren't they? But finally, through the crowd of passing teenagers, Alex spies the djinn, who sits behind her sister, adjusting his tie with a knowing grin. But just as soon as she spots him, does the djinn disappear before her very eyes.
I thought the point was to get to Alex.
She's right there.
Yeah.
He's like, don't you wish your team would win this game or whatever? And she's like,
It's
hell
fuck,
yeah.
I do.
She's right there.
Yeah.
Why are we going after Wendy?
I don't No, I think if it wasn't so crucial for what he's trying to do, you could say that he's just playing with her, toying with her.
Right.
But it really is. And honestly, fucking, he gets just her name, Wendy Derleth, and he's like, yeah, I can find out where she lives.
Yeah.
But Alex has been such a puzzle.
Yeah.
His detective skills are getting sharper. He's leveling up.
Well, you found her at the basketball game.
Right. So, yeah. So, where
She's
do we
right
need
there.
to go from here?
Yeah, she's right there.
He's like, not in front of all these people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
She
get
didn't wait for
nervous. But we find the djinn standing just outside of Wendy's apartment in the low light of evening. The shot is almost symmetrical, but not quite, and it really bothered me. But we crossfade into the morning as the djinn stalks his way through Wendy's dining room, tinkling the chimes on a windowsill and turning the hands of a grandfather clock. We then see Alex, who sits in front of the telephone on the couch in her apartment. But the djinn settles into a seat on Wendy's couch, revealing the shattered opal stone in his palm, clenching his fingers around it tightly as the camera rises sharply to reveal his inhuman face. His deep voice growls past his jagged teeth as he declares, "I claim that which is owed." The phone suddenly rings in front of Alex, who answers it eagerly, but instead of Wendy, she discovers that it's Nathanson on the other end, who stands at his desk in the police station. He tells her that they need to talk. But the djinn, back in his full djinn garb, watches with a smile as the stone grows brightly in his palm, the room dipping to darkness all around him as the red light overtakes him.
So we have, what's his name, Nathanson,
Right?
calling Alex, which he did take his time, but I guess he did have to.
So I need to sleep on
take a
this.
detour.
It was a big night.
There was a lot going on.
He's like, we finally took care of that.
Yeah.
He's calling her, doing his job investigating what happened to Josh.
Mm-hmm.
The djinn is leveling up his detective skills, learning how to find Alex's work, and then Wendy, whatever. So with such heavy detective themes threaded throughout the film, I should have known before now that Wishmaster is a Giallo film. I'm just honestly kind of disappointed in myself that I didn't pick up on it. But I mean, here we are. I know now, you know, as an expert, I just thought it was odd it took me this long. Like, we're in the home stretch almost.
I wish you would stop this.
As you wish.
No. I didn't mean it. I love my sister. But on the telephone, Nathanson explains that there was a man looking for Alex, and he thinks that... But before he can continue, a flash of red ceases his speech, the lieutenant dropping the phone as he begins to tremble. Alex collapses backward onto the couch as she witnesses Nathanson crumbling to the floor. And by a dumpster, the unhoused man plays a game of checkers. But when the crimson gaze of the djinn finds him, the smile is wiped from his face as he slumps over as well. The fiend then sets his sight on the medical student, who now rests in a chair in a hospital rec room, his eyes still clenched tightly closed. But he gasps as his soul, too, is absorbed into the stone in the djinn's palm. Alex writhes in agony, watching as Nick rises from the chair in his office, the djinn seeming to give him a little tummy ache because all he does is reach for his belly. As his soul, too, is added to the collection. And finally, Alex witnesses Ariella's mannequin frame standing naked in a warehouse, her eyes rolling back white as her soul is sealed within the red walls of the fire opal. She's probably like, thank God, Jesus Christ. And that's what we were talking about earlier. Her boss is like, well, take her away. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But Alex moans in agony on her carpeted floor, the djinn letting loose a diabolical cackle. But finally regaining her composure, Alex returns to her seat on the couch, placing the receiver back onto the hook, and just as soon as she does, it begins to ring, startling the hell out of her. When she answers it instinctively, the deep voice of the djinn greets her. Only you can end their pain, Alexandra. Only you can set them free. It's like you called and waited.
Yeah.
It's like, brrr. So she'll pick up.
It was a busy signal. Man.
Yeah. He's like, what the hell? I'll try later. Alex crumbles into tears, hanging up the telephone. Which is like, he can get to you whenever he wants to.
Yeah.
But bathed in red light within Wendy's apartment, the djinn offers assurances to the distant wailing voices of his kind. Patience, friends. Patience. Alex arrives in a rush to Wendy's apartment, knocking on the door impatiently a few times before she's finally let inside. She sits down on the couch, across from Wendy, revealing to her that the stone is charged with people's souls, fed with their fear. She says that the djinn is after her and she needs to know what to do. But an incredulous Wendy reminds Alex that this is the 20th century, finding her story to be a bit unlikely. She then rises from the couch, offering Alex something to drink, which she declines. But that doesn't stop Wendy from pouring herself a glass of whiskey. She compliments her own liquor cabinet, positing that Alex's boss would really like it. This unsettles Alex. She never told Wendy where she worked.
Why even say that?
I know.
Like, why even say that?
Wendy realizes, you didn't? Then how would I know? Alex provides her with an excuse, saying that maybe Beaumont mentioned it. Wendy accepts and allows this. But returning to her seat, she levels with Alex, understanding that she's obviously looking for some piece of magic or a spell to get rid of this hypothetical djinn. She says that they obviously existed, but then she takes a detour. Are you cold? Would you like me to put the heat on? But the only temperature Alex cares about is the fact that there's a djinn hot on her ass. So Wendy continues, explaining to Alex that she was born into an age of reason and science. All the sorcerers are dead and all the spells lost to time. And she says that if the djinn existed, the djinn would be all there was. With a smirk, she implores Alex to imagine that. The djinn being the only magical thing in a rationalist world. A vulnerable world of disbelief where no reason could ever rescue her or science save her. She cackles that the djinn would have a fine old time, wouldn't he? But Alex isn't laughing. This isn't a joke. But forever the accommodating host, Wendy inquires, "You hungry?"
Dude, what the fuck?
What the hell is going on?
Alex snaps back. She's not hungry. She's not thirsty. And in an outburst, she wonders why Wendy keeps trying to do things for her. This is fucking hilarious when we realize what's going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Because
what
that's
if she
not a
was like,
wish.
No, it's not.
not.
No.
Yeah, I could take a drink. He's like, as you wish.
It's like, no.
Really?
Yeah. No.
I'm thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a fucking server in a restaurant is a djinn too?
Yeah. No shit.
But Wendy just raises her eyebrows silently, prompting a nervous laugh from Alex, who apologizes, admitting that she's just a little tense is all, but she assures Wendy that she's fine. Wendy reaches her hand for Alex's, which rests on the couch cushion, Alex allowing it for a mere second before pulling her hand away. Wendy then returns to the topic at hand, reiterating, no spells, no hope. There's no hope, no magic. And in that case, Alex realizes that she'll just have to rely on herself. This inspires a laugh out of Wendy, who replies doubtfully, match wits with a creature older than time? Match wits with the prince of the dark dominions? To pit your tiny 20th century brain against one who walked the spaces between the worlds and trod the wings of angels beneath his conquering feet? It's like, you're really fucking...
Yeah.
And he's like super hot.
Yeah, like... She chuckles that Alex really is quite a delight as she takes a sip of her whiskey. A bit wounded, Alex intones that she's glad that she can amuse Wendy, and the professor softens when she realizes that she's hurt her feelings, apologizing and offering to make it up to her. She asks slyly, "What can I do?"
Say, let's just start fresh.
Hypothetically. This is when Alex wisely excuses herself from the proceedings, rising from her seat on the couch and heading for the exit. But behind her back, the djinn's deep voice beckons her to sit down. She turns to face him, gasping when she sees him there, now clad in his Demarest costume. You gasped? You were surprised? That shocked you? The djinn cleans it up a little, bidding her politely to sit down. But fear has seized Alex firmly, the camera swirling around her and the score growing tense as she asks, "Where's Wendy?" The djinn answers calmly that she's in the bedroom, but he wouldn't go in there if he were her. And we discover Wendy, the flesh of her face torn free from her skull, her sprawled and bloody body staining the white sheets of her bed.
He took her face off.
Yeah.
It is really funny that this this proves that that's his system.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works for
He
him.
has to do it, and he's collecting faces. He can't he has more. How many faces can he hold?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You would think he can only do it once, but he's like, I got Brian Demarest, I got Wendy Derleth.
No,
Yeah.
he's switching costumes like Final Fantasy X2. Now he's a professor.
The djinn says that it was messy, but he needed her face. Alex can't believe that he killed her, but the djinn corrects her. Actually, he can't kill anyone, not unless they wish him to. I think Mrs. Merritt has something to say.
Yeah.
And fucking the pharmacist.
Yeah,
and-
yeah. I feel like I still don't know why we did this whole facade when he had her at the basketball court.
Yeah.
He did, and then he holds up in Wendy's apartment for like 12 hours. It's really weird.
She's got to show up sometime.
She has to. He adds that her research should have told her that. Alex screams that Wendy didn't wish to be dead, cursing him as a lying sack of shit. But the djinn explains that he showed Wendy his true face, and her reaction wasn't very flattering. As a matter of fact, she got downright hysterical. And so he merely asked her if she wished to be released from her fear. Leaning closer, the djinn determines, "You're a dangerous person to know, Alexandra." Her scientist friend, her boss, the policeman, Wendy. Though he does neglect to acknowledge a few people who didn't have anything to do with her at all.
Yes.
But with a lick of his tongue, he wonders, where's that tasty little sister of yours today? Alex warns him that if he harms Shannon, she'll kill him. Why'd you give him her name?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
She stays at
probably
home all day.
She's probably at home minding her own business.
Don't bring her into this. But transforming into his full djinn form, he implores Alex to spare him of these threats. And as his low-hanging horns wriggle at his collar, Alex can't help but respond in shock, which the djinn takes note of. Yes, the shit just hit the fan, didn't it?
You're cussing?
Yeah.
And using idioms? Like, where did she...
Yeah, I know. I don't like that.
How the
I
hell?
know.
He got it from Wendy.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like, we had a chat. He suggests that they just get things over with, directing Alex to make her 3 wishes, hoping that this will intrigue her. Anything she wants, he must grant it. A trip to the moon, a visit to Pharaoh's Egypt. Alex wonders what would happen if she wished him dead, which the djinn snarks as remarkably original. But he tells her what? he'll give her one free wish.
What?
A sample to get her into the spirit of the game. And so, Alex takes the bait, wishing for the djinn to destroy himself, to blow his brains out right now. And the djinn obliges. Now holding a revolver, he presses it to his chin and pulls the trigger, his brains bursting from the exit wound at the top of his head. Only for the wound to seal right up to no consequence, as he explains, that which is eternal cannot die. But he offers that if it's any consolation, it did hurt like hell.
All right.
Yeah.
He then implores, make your 3 wishes. I was like, hold on. That wasn't a lie?
Wow. He said, yeah, I guess.
It's like, I'm a man of my word.
Yeah, it's like, no, what the
Really? So you saying, I'd like,
Yeah.
that's a wish. But you outright saying, I wish that you would do this.
Right.
He's like, I said it was free.
Yeah.
I said it was free.
But again, I think like you said earlier, babe, why isn't it that? Hey, check it out. I can grant this wish for you, whatever you want. Sucker somebody into it. But it's right away, it's like, so what are you into?
Yeah.
And then you
it's
just die.
horrific.
Yeah.
But what's weird is by his logic, then he gave Nick 2 wishes. He turned that trinket gold.
He did.
Yeah.
Full of diamonds.
Well, that was a freebie.
He's like, I can also give it. It's at the djinn's discretion.
Yes.
Something I did read is they had a mishap with this gun situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that there was a blasting mechanism that was on the top of Andrew Divoff's head. And when it burst, I guess he's supposed to immediately throw his head back, and he didn't. And so when it blasted, it gave him a concussion the first time.
Holy
Oh.
shit.
And so that line, "It hurt like hell," was added later
He's
after.
like, no, but for real.
Yeah. But Alex thinks it over, sharing that she always tells her girls to know their opponents. So she decides that she will make a wish, and she wishes to know what the djinn is. And raising the glimmering stone in his palm, the djinn grants her wish. What was all that research for then?
Yeah.
I know. I know.
What are you? Like, you had a fucking
I thought
talk
we
with
covered
Wendy.
that.
Yes. Yeah.
You read several books last night.
Yeah.
She's like, one more thing. But Alex is suddenly surrounded by the red walls of the fire opal, absorbed inside of it, where the djinn now rests at its center on a jagged black throne. She creeps forward through a foggy corridor, closer to the fiend, as he asks, "You wish to know what I am, do you? I am this." In the sinewy structures, Alex finds the tortured souls of each of his victims, captive, constricted, consumed with fear and pain. Nick, the medical student, Ariella, the unhoused man, Nathanson. And to this macabre montage of misery, the djinn growls, "I am the cry of the abandoned child, the whimper of the whipped beast. I am the face that stares back at you from the shadowed mirror, the hollowness of all your hopes, Alexandra. I am despair."
A little commotion for the writing.
Oh, yeah.
But how fucking Hellraiser is this?
Yes.
Hellraiser and Candyman.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
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 And I love it.
Yeah.
This is cool.
But suddenly, some kind of demon dog,
Yeah. It's there.
it roars to life next to the djinn's throne. I didn't realize he needed help, but he's got it.
Yeah, I think this is what makes it weird too, because this does feel like something that Freddy would do, or Cenobites,
100%.
or anything.
Yes.
Not him. He's been fucking doing people dirty the whole movie. What do you need a pet now for?
Jin's
Whoa.
best friend.
No,
Yeah.
no.
At the djinn's command, it chases after Alex, who races through the crimson corridor behind her as the djinn warns, "Careful what you wish for." The creature is right on her tail, showing off with some acrobatics and flipping around the walls for some reason.
Yeah, I know.
He doesn't get out very often.
He's like, hell yeah. But Alex stops dead in her tracks when she hears a voice echoing distantly. It's Shannon calling for her help. She turns to face the source of the sound, the camera rotating around the horrific hall in front of her. But when we find Alex again, the djinn now stands behind her, scaring the hell out of her. He wonders how Alex likes him so far. So is this doing it for you? But Alex scolds him. This isn't what she wished for. He's supposed to be outside. He wasn't supposed to be in here with her. Which is really funny because you wanted to be fucking absorbed in the opal.
And she's like, no, this is where I want to be.
I just didn't want you cramping my style.
But it is, again, though, and maybe it's just me wondering, but I thought if we went inside this thing, we were trapped. I didn't know that this was my fucking, like, domain.
Yeah, you're right. This is like his prison.
Yeah.
But he's using it. I guess when he picked it up at the lab, he's like, let's switch this thing around.
It's all in how you look at things.
All right.
Stillness.
Right.
Okay.
Sure.
Stillness.
Yes,
Sure. But to that, the djinn retorts that he is bound by that which he binds, contained by that which he contains. Struggle to understand what that means.
Yeah, I don't know.
I tried and I was like, I think it's above my pay grade. I hoped one of you guys. But he then directs Alex to word her wishes more carefully. And when the demon dog is reborn from the fog, Alex takes off running, stopping, though, when she reaches a dead end, where the djinn's massive eye stares at her from outside the stone. He admonishes her, telling her that she's left her sister all alone, but not to worry. He'll find her and keep her company. Alex trembles, begging him not to go near her, but the djinn reminds her that she knows better than anyone how persuasive the pain of loved ones can be. Caught between the djinn's threat and the encroaching demon dog, Alex realizes that she has no other choice. She has to wish herself back into the real world. But she words this wish a little more carefully. She wishes that she was in her apartment right now without the djinn. And with a match cut through the blonde strands of her hair, Alex finds herself standing all alone in her dining room. She calls out desperately for Shannon, crying that they have to get out of here. But when her sister is nowhere to be found, Alex discovers a handwritten note left for her on the dining room table, which reads, Alex, waited as long as I could, gone to Beaumont's party. Join us if you can. Shannon. She tears the pad from the page angrily. Probably should have wished that Shannon was home too.
Be specific.
Yes.
But she's startled when the telephone rings behind her on the side table. And leaving a message on the machine.
You're fucking kidding me.
It's the djinn. 2 wishes in. We're so connected now. He threatens that wherever she goes, he'll be there. And wherever she is, he'll find her. Alex snatches the receiver from the hook, and with all her wit and wisdom, she shouts, "Fuck you!" We can't all be wordsmiths.
Yeah. That helped a lot.
Yeah. He's like, "Jeez."
Like, is that what you like?
Why-
I gotta be careful.
Are you wishing?
Yeah. I just don't talk. Don't say anything.
Well, we cut to Alex, driving as fast as she can, weaving in and out of traffic quite dangerously, as memories of the preceding horrors find her in flashes in her mind. She screeches to a stop when she almost runs over a pair of pedestrians, and as she sits, catching her breath in the driver's seat, the djinn's sharp fingers suddenly crash through the window at her left. Tickling her chin, he snarks, "Going my way?"
You're making puns?
Yep.
I know.
But Alex just speeds away, her tires smoking as she races down the road, finally reaching the long driveway outside of Beaumont's manor, parking right out front and tearing the driver's side door open to rush for the entrance. But just behind her appears the djinn, now returned to his disguise as Demarest, smirking as he settles into a seat on the hood of her car. But undeterred, Alex continues onward for the front door, only to be stopped by Johnny Valentine, a bouncer played by the late, great Tony Todd.
Tony Todd.
Yeah.
What a fucking treat. I did not know he was in this movie.
No. Kurtzman had said that they wanted to get as many cameos as possible, and that Tony Todd from like big, like Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees.
Yeah.
They said that Tony Todd was the only one that he had not worked with before, but that he was excited to do it.
Okay. It's fucking Candyman.
I
Yeah.
know.
When he stops her to see if her name is on the guest list, Alex tells him fearfully that he has to help her. The man behind her, he's crazy. He's dangerous. She says that he broke her window and he's trying to kill her. Valentine then turns his attention to the djinn, stalking over to him as Alex sneaks her way into the mansion.
We're going to have ourselves a deep voice off.
Yeah. Blocking his way up the front steps, Valentine asks the djinn if Mr. Beaumont is expecting him. And the djinn explains quite literally, "Am I expected? Yes. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for Mr. Beaumont." Which is like, god damn.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
Valentine acknowledges that though this sounds good, he does something off of the djinn's jacket. It doesn't sound like an invitation. The djinn doesn't care what it sounds like, and he orders the bouncer to step aside. But Valentine offers to make it real simple for the djinn. If his name isn't on the list, he doesn't get in. The djinn then grins, noting that he's dealt with his type before. But Valentine assures him, "You've never even met my type before." Thunder clattering and lightning flashing around them, the djinn explains that he's getting inside, and there's nothing that this doorman can do about it. And Valentine balks at this, introducing himself like James Bond. The name's Valentine. Johnny Valentine.
It is a banger ass name.
Yeah, that
though.
was cool.
I would tell my name too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With a snap of his fingers, he tells the djinn to remember that name for when they ask how he lost his eye.
Ooh.
He's like, Johnny Valentine, dude. He fucking scooped it right out of my head. But the djinn just smiles at this, imploring Valentine to forgive his brashness and admitting that his eagerness for the in-game has skewed his judgment. He then offers to make Valentine a deal, but Valentine says that he doesn't make deals. So the djinn asks what Valentine is meant to do, and he states simply, "Tonight, I keep the assholes out of parties." But the djinn wonders about tomorrow. Surely this isn't all Valentine can do, nor all he's ever done. It certainly isn't all he's ever wished for.
Oh, God.
The djinn wonders, wouldn't Valentine like an escape into a more exciting profession? Valentine can't help but ask, what the fuck does that have to do with you? And the djinn answers, everything. He urges Johnny Valentine to just take the chance and just answer the question, would you like to escape? Finally worn down, Valentine answers honestly, yeah. The djinn smiles, as you wish. And behind him, now encased in a large water tank and strapped into a straitjacket, Valentine wrestles against the water in a futile attempt to free himself, struggling and screaming and running out of breath. As the djinn enters the party, fixing his tie, he notes that Houdini did it in just 2.5 minutes.
This is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
And not just because it's Tony Todd, but partly because it's Tony Todd.
It doesn't hurt.
Bullshit.
It is because, again, this is another no one wished for this.
No.
You said something.
Yeah, no one wished for anything.
No.
He just
Yeah.
said, yeah.
Yes. That
Really?
was it. Yeah.
He's like, you hungry? Guarding the doors, hungry work.
But inside the manor, Alex pushes her way through the crowded party, past staff and well-dressed guests as a band plays a delightful tune in the corner. It's really funny to me because she's really, really frantic moving through these people.
Yeah.
And she's like, excuse me.
Yeah.
And someone goes, sure. Just really polite. But after mistaking someone else for her, Alex finally finds Shannon standing at a table about to enjoy a cocktail. She takes the drink right out of her little sister's hand, pleading with her that they need to leave now, that Shannon has to trust her. But Shannon refuses, telling Alex to trust her. She says that Alex obviously hasn't met Beaumont's new friend. She remembers the guy from the basketball court, right? She turns Alex in the other direction, and through the sea of strangers, she is startled to see Beaumont chopping it up with none other than the Djinn. But when she turns back, Shannon is nowhere in sight, so she goes searching for her yet again. Beaumont, however, continues his conversation with the Djinn, recounting a party he went to recently, where divorce papers were served in the middle of dinner.
So he's just over there gossiping.
Yeah.
He's like, do you wish to hear the tea? Then he's done.
Beaumont says that people talked about it for a year. The Djinn, however, one-ups the fuck out of Beaumont, recalling a certain potentate whose last party was talked about for centuries. Beaumont wonders what he means, that it went down in history? When the Djinn confirms this, Beaumont can't help but share how he'd love to host a party like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Just then, Alex rushes through the crowd, calling out for Shannon, but finds herself right in front of the two men. The Djinn clinks his glass with Beaumont's as he grins devilishly. As you wish. The wickedly granted wish ripples its way through the party. A woman in the midst of a conversation played by Cindy Pass responds with a smile to her boyfriend. You can see right through me. He nods with a chuckle until fear fills his face as suddenly his girlfriend's flesh transforms into something transparent, traveling across her skin as she screams, and her skeleton is soon on full display.
That lady didn't deserve that.
No. She shatters, shards of her sharp skin blasting back the other partygoers, slicing, impaling, and killing them. A frenzy ensues all over as stone snakes slither free from a nearby Pazuzu statue, sinking their fangs into the face of a screaming man, warping and withering his features. This is followed by the piano at the far end of the room, which plays a cacophonous song as its wires break loose when a shard of glass flies beneath the lid. They reach like sharp tendrils around the arms and face of a partygoer, played by Robert Kurtzman, cinching tight and bloody around him and pulling taut to decapitate him with a flourish in the score.
He had said that they had made a cast of his head. I want to say that it was for From Dusk Till Dawn is what he said, and didn't use it. And so he just still had his own head. And so he decided to use it here.
Hey, it's great.
Yeah.
This also was very Hellraiser to me.
Yes.
Yes.
But Beaumont watches in horror as his terrified guests scramble for the exit, and when he turns to face the Djinn, he discovers the fiend has forsaken his disguise as Demarest, revealing his true form. Beaumont stumbles backwards, leaning against the wall as he mutters, "My God." And the Djinn growls in response, "Not yet, human." Which I thought was enough, but he continues. But soon, very soon, I will be. Beaumont takes off running, but Alex catches sight of Shannon being carried away through the crowd, her little sister calling out for her. She rushes for her rescue, but is suddenly stopped when the Djinn waves his finger, causing the fireplace to roar upward, engulfing a partygoer played by Kurt Bryant in a furious flame. He staggers through the glass window, landing in the lawn outside. As a crowd races through the front door, a security guard, played by Robert Jacob, calls over the radio, alerting his colleagues to get to the house now. But inside, Alex rushes for the hall where she last saw Shannon, only to freeze in fear when she finds a bloodied body hanging upside down from the ceiling, unearthly tendrils wriggling through a wound at its torn open throat. The djinn, however, enjoys a glass of champagne, rejoicing at the symphony of screams that surround him. But when he catches up with Alex, he tells her that they have unfinished business. Alex assures him that it will remain unfinished, but the djinn bids her to listen to the music of the partygoers' agony. He tells her that she can't save them, but she can wish it away. Alex refuses, doing away with the djinn's last shred of patience, but she can't help but laugh, knowing that he can't kill her, because then she'd never be able to make her third wish. But the djinn answers that he doesn't need her dead. He just needs her to wish she was.
I guess, but I think you're going to kill her on accident.
Yeah.
I don't think you're going to oh no, I'm going to torture you. You're going to cut her head off or something's going to happen and what?
Well, yeah, he's been taking people out left and right.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but there's no way he has control of what's going on at this party.
No.
He's like, the piano too? Damn. I hadn't counted on that. Just try to turn one lady into glass and this is what happens. But suddenly, a stone statue at her side springs to life, hurling a trident in her direction, prompting her to take off down the long corridor, the djinn bidding her to run.
Because, see, that trident would have killed her.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like, hey, guys, come on.
Yeah.
Chill out.
But run she does, eventually turning a corner and running right into Beaumont, who begs her to know what's going on. But all Alex cares about is Shannon, asking if he's seen her. Before Beaumont can answer, he begins to choke, crumbling to his knees and coughing up blood before vomiting an otherworldly crustacean-like creature onto the carpet. It trembles, sending a long tendril to wrap around Alex's leg, but she's able to shatter a nearby vase, stealing a sharp piece of it to slice herself free from its grasp. Beaumont, however, stays sealed to the beast, struggling to breathe through a long tube at his mouth, which is attached to the creature like an umbilical cord. And Alex leaves him to die.
Yeah.
But she continues her search for Shannon, eventually entering a hall lined with several life-size statues of warriors from different eras and cultures. And once she passes them, she's soon joined by the security team, led by a guard played by Howard Berger.
Very good.
Who calls out to her, but Alex warns that the djinn is here. And almost on cue, the statues step free from their platforms, making short work of the guards, faces crushed with clubs, guts impaled with swords, stone arrows set free from their stone bows. The guards continue firing their guns, but their bullets have no effect. As they continue their encroachment, the last surviving guard guides Alex away, but we press in past the stone warriors to find the djinn at the other end of the hall, just grooving
He's
on it.
vibing.
As if things couldn't get any worse, Jack the Ripper, played by Norman Cabrera, suddenly leaps to life from a painting behind Alex, clocking the guard across the skull and snarling his sharp teeth. I don't know if you guys remember, this was a long time ago on the episode of The Babadook, but we talked about a lost film starring Lon Chaney called London After Midnight.
Oh, okay.
It was an inspiration on The Babadook, and Jack the Ripper in this film looks exactly like that.
Oh,
okay.
that's cool.
I'm gonna be honest. Right now, I don't know how to feel.
Okay.
A lot of the effects look really cool, but everything that's happening, I'm having a hard time. I don't even want to say believing it because it's a movie. Of course, you're not believing anything that's going on, but it is taking me a little bit out of this world because I like the statue stuff. I could tell they were going to come alive right away.
Yeah.
The security team being behind her right away. Where the fuck were you when all this has been going on?
That's true.
Like it just the glass thing was cool, but I feel like it was, it could have been a little cooler. Or something, I don't know. It just feels like this crazy shit is happening. But again, if we're going off wishes, nobody's asked for this. You're just making shit go crazy. And then even at that, like, I don't know. A lot of it feels too modern. You don't know about all this stuff, but you do know about all this stuff. You didn't have cigarettes back then, but now you're fucking smoking like you've been doing.
He's Joe Camel now.
Yeah, I think it's those little things that are. And again, this is a fun movie, and the practical effects look beautiful. But it is all those weird little things that are being thrown in there that we're just supposed to accept without any kind of like knowledge of him doing anything or learning this stuff, or him being gone, just thrown in this world, and then he understands immediately, but he can't get addresses. He's got to go. There's just certain things that he can do and he can't do, and him breaking his own rules. Even with this, like learning all of that, and I know this is at the end, it kind of hurts it a little bit for me.
For me, it's the fact that all this popped off because Beaumont was like, I wish I could throw a baller ass party.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to.
Yes, I was going to say,
you're
but
right.
he didn't.
No, you're right.
Wish.
And I think that's the only thing. That's one thing that would fix almost everything for me.
Yeah.
Because that's such a common thing to say. People say it all the time.
They
do.
For the smallest shit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, of course, Beaumont would say, man, I wish I could.
Yes.
Like, that's not that hard.
Yeah. Like, even that, would you like to? I wish.
Yeah.
Bet.
Got it.
Yeah.
And the thing is he's talking about the party that opened the film.
Yeah.
And so, we're going to get things that overlap, and it's going to be like that.
Right.
But fix it just by having Beaumont wish for it.
Yes.
Because that's it. That's all we need.
Mm-hmm.
But Jack the Ripper retrieves a curved blade from his doctor's bag, and with a cackle, he slices through the guard's throat, which inspires Alex's retreat into the room of the gods. But she soon discovers that the statues there are springing to life as well, 2 men of marble turning to face her upon her entry into the room. We've seen a lot of statues, but these 2 are the coolest, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's because their hair is marble.
Yeah.
And it's like, how'd you do that? That's so good. Alex fails in her attempt to find an exit, her eyes lingering for a moment on the empty platform where her Mazda was meant to be displayed. The djinn, now flanked by his army of statues, growls, "No more doors, no more excuses. Make your wish." When Alex refuses, the djinn counters, "Not even if I show you the latest addition to Beaumont's collection? The final flowering of his wish?" He says it's a little masterpiece of his own that he calls, "Sister, why have you forsaken me?" And there, on the wall next to Alex, rests a decently painted portrait of Shannon. Frozen within the frame, pounding against the glass of her childhood room, like in the night of the fire that claimed their parents, nightmarish figures encircling her in all directions. The djinn commends the likeness of the painting, particularly the trapped animal look in Shannon's eyes. Alex snarls, "You vicious son of a bitch!" Seeing that he doesn't have her approval, the djinn growls, "All right, then. Fuck it. You know what I say? If you can't beat 'em, burn them, baby."
No.
We're evolving a lot.
I know. Yeah.
Fuck it.
That's
Fuck it was a lot.
Yes. Yeah.
And the baby was like so tacked on. It's somebody was like, "More, we need more."
I don't think I've ever said this, but he's talking a lot.
You've never said that.
You have never said
he's
that.
talking a lot.
I feel like some stuff is more successful than others.
Yeah.
But with a wave of his finger, the canvas is set ablaze. Memories of that miserable night returning to Alex as she watches the likeness of her sister burn. The djinn wonders if this reminds her of something.
Really?
I know.
He reveals the fire opal in his hand, the room suddenly bathed in red light as it levitates from his palm, and he orders, "Make your wish." As his race of demonic djinn ripple through the world around her, he suggests that she do it quickly. Alex stands frozen in her fear for a moment, until she remembers. Stillness. And in her mind's eye, She remembers reading the article about the accident at the docks, zeroing in on the name within the newsprint, and finally, she obliges the eager Jen. I wish that Mickey Torelli hadn't been drinking on the job 2 days ago. The Jen seems pleased to hear this, but only for a moment, when he suddenly realizes what she's done. He begins to quake with fear and disbelief. It's impossible. But the world around him starts to shift, his statued security exploding all around him, the flames within the painting beginning to recede, and the Djinn is slowly sucked back into the levitating fire opal before him. His face is stretched, warped, and raw as he's absorbed with tremendous force, and Alex inquires, "You wish you never met me?"
She ate with that.
She did.
And that was smart.
It was. It was.
It was very good. One thing that was wild that I learned about that happened during the filming of this scene,
Okay.
Kurtzman said that they shot simultaneous first unit and second unit, so it was like a constant schedule.
Right.
Interesting, Nicotero was responsible for the second unit.
Okay.
That's really cool.
But he said that whenever they rigged these statues to blow up, the one statue that we see up close that bursts in like a few different blasts, what they did is they set charges and the top layer blows, and then the ones beneath it start to blow. But the top layer blowing particleized the foam that it was made of, and so the charges beneath it ignited the rest of it.
Ugh.
And so the entire set,
Oh my God.
went up in flames.
Oh, no.
And this is at the moment that they realize, hey, the Room of the Gods only has one entrance and exit. And so they have to basically leap over the flames as the fire is fucking burning.
Jeez.
And it melts their cameras.
Oh, no.
Jesus Christ.
And so they had to shut down the set for a day to clear the smoke and everything.
Jeez.
But it's like after what happened with someone stealing our cameras, now we've burned our cameras.
Yeah.
It's like, God damn.
Maybe we don't make the movie.
Maybe not.
late
maybe
now.
the Jen's upset.
Speaking of fire, though, he had said in that making of as well that the man on fire that like jumps through the window,
Uh-huh.
the first time they had lit him on fire, he went to jump through the window and the window didn't break. And so he's just standing there on fire and they had to put him out.
What, like groundskeeper Willie?
Yeah.
Willie, please. He just sits down. They have to put him out, fix the window so that it breaks when he goes through it, and then light him on fire
my
again.
God.
Damn. Okay.
Dude.
They got the shot.
More
Yeah.
power to him.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
insane.
No, you get one time.
Yeah.
You get one time to light me on fire.
But the horrors evaporate before Alex's eyes in a flash of white, and we then return to the docks 2 days ago, where Beaumont stands with Ed Finney and the customs officer, revealing that he's waited 10 years for this piece. As the crate swings on the crane overhead, Finney takes a step forward, calling out to the operator to be careful. That's some pre-Islamic stuff he's got there. But a sober Mickey Torelli gives the A-OK, lowering the crate to the docks with ease and precision.
Ted Raimi's alive.
Yeah.
A soft guitar plays as we arrive at Regal Auctioneers, where Josh sits behind a desk, peering into a multifaceted diamond through a microscope, with a smiling Alex just over his shoulder. Taking a sip of his coffee, Josh jokes that this will make someone a nice engagement gift. Alex agrees with a chuckle, but the pair are interrupted by the arriving Shannon, who greets Nick in the lobby, the boss making a deal to sell a statue. But back in her office, Alex asks Josh about their plans for the evening, which seems to surprise him. But she inquires, "What's the matter? Are you afraid of the complications?" She then retrieves his baseball cap from her drawer, which she shouldn't have yet, but it's cool.
Yeah.
She settles it onto his head and asks if that helps. With all the love in the world within his eyes, Josh gazes at Alex, admitting that it does indeed. But he asks, "What are they going to do tonight?" And Alex answers, "Dinner and a movie?" Setting his cap on backwards, Josh jokes that he was thinking more like hot dogs, and a ball game. But Alex then offers him a sweet kiss on the lips. The pleasantly surprised Josh prompted to ask if she's all right. But Alex only answers with a sweet smile as she steps out of her office, leaving the beaming Josh all alone at her desk.
That was cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, why is he acting different?
I think he's just in shock that she's into it.
Yeah, but it feels very weird because he didn't want the baseball and a hot dog earlier. So this would have still been him asking for a date.
Yeah, I think he is just shocked that she's like finally saying yes. That's how I took it.
Yeah. And
Because
He's happier than that.
He should be. if she has the hat, then they just had that conversation. So from her saying that and then all of a sudden being like, no, let's do dinner and a movie. He's like, what the fuck? But yeah.
I take back what I said because I said that she shouldn't have the hat yet, but I guess that fucking Ed Finney dying isn't like a butterfly effect that changes their day too. They still played tennis. They still,
Yeah.
But okay, I guess. But that's what I'm saying. I figured that if they still played tennis, all of that would happen still. That was before, right?
Yeah, it did. That's why he's shocked.
I don't know. I still feel like he would have been like, oh, so you are going to go to dinner with me? Bet. But
he's playing it cool.
Yeah. And I think he's also very sarcastic with the whole, I was thinking hot dogs in a ball game.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
I don't think he's like, I don't want a dinner and a date.
No.
I'm scared.
I've gotten what I want. Now I don't want it anymore.
But we suddenly find ourselves in Beaumont's Room of the Gods, the camera pressing in on the large stone statue of Ahura Mazda, which rests on its rightful platform at the center of his collection. But deep inside of the statue, we discover the fire opal, traveling through its crimson caverns to discover the Jinn sitting upon his throne, sitting ever so patiently, waiting for someone, anyone, to set him free. As an evil laugh escapes him, we cut to black, and the credits roll. So, what did you guys think of Wishmaster?
What a wild movie. That was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun talking about it with you guys. I guess some things kind of are okay. I can look past some things, but I still, again, I feel like this is a nostalgic movie. Like, you have to have that for it because, yeah, I did have fun and I do love the practical effects. But man, not following your own rules the whole movie, saying different things, and they're not wishes, but saying their like, there's just a lot that was like, man, you guys are trying my patience with this one, like, for real. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and this is, I won't even lie, this does feel like a watch it with friends movie or whatever, like even at a party where it's like, you guys want to make fun of Wishmaster, but or something, but I can get enjoyment out of this still. Like, this still was okay. I can't praise the practical effects enough. I really, really enjoyed that. I don't know. I do still feel like there's something missing for me to fully latch on and be like, I love that movie. Not in a bad way, but I'm like, man, I think I just wanted a little more, and it turning into him not doing anything of the, like, what we've learned as far as, like I said, rules go, and then him just kind of like doing his own thing, but then being like, oh no, I gotta walk away because you told me to. But it's
that was
just
weird.
Like, yeah, it's like I'm confused because, again, you're a Jinn, you are supposed to be evil and this and that, but I don't know. Like I said, it just feels like something's missing in this movie for me to fully give it my, oh no, yeah, I really enjoyed that and I would watch it again. I would definitely watch it again, but I'll be honest, for me, it's probably not going to be top 5 picks. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's not happening. I wish that it would.
Careful.
But
Be careful now.
Well, maybe it'll be better.
Yeah, I think that's my main drawback as well, is it just would have been more impactful. I mean, he really is just doing whatever the fuck he wants. Are you hungry? I mean,
That's hilarious.
it's just that loose. Like that's unintentionally hilarious.
Yes.
And really frustrating at the same time. And this film did do that for me a lot. There were moments where I was laughing when the joke wasn't intentional, but there also were moments of comedy that did land for me. I think that the creature design, I guess, of the djinn was really cool.
Yeah.
I think the performance was really good. Again, I like Alex, even though a lot of the stuff leading up to their confrontation didn't really make a lot of sense to me. But I don't know. This is just fun. And I think it would have been that much more fun if literally all we did was land the wording better on the djinn interacting with these people and getting them to kind of like unwittingly, sign their own death warrant in some aspects and other people's in other aspects. I think we gave Alex this really like horrific and dark backstory, and we kind of do stuff with it, but not really.
Yeah.
Some parallels can be drawn, and he kind of uses it to torment her toward the end. But I mean, I don't know. And the stillness callback, because she did use it.
She did.
Yeah.
It felt important when she said it, and then they reminded us halfway.
Yeah.
Did it again.
Yeah, but Alex wasn't about it in that scene.
Yeah,
No.
she's like, get the fuck back on the court.
You're losing this game for us.
But I think, and then the, kind of ending it with that a full circle moment with her and Josh, I thought was really cute.
Yeah.
Because you could tell that she was being maybe overly cautious at the beginning, and then having experienced losing him, she was like, no, I thought that was really cute. And all the cameos were really awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, our friend Anthony, who I know we all miss very much, was a stickler for the wishes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so this film made me think of him a whole lot. And that, that's part of it too.
Right.
I made a mistake with the wish one time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And ended up a manager of a haunted in and out, I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
You got to be careful what you wish for.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the lesson. Even if you don't exactly wish for it.
Right. Which we've learned. As,
We have.
I think that there is a lot to really appreciate about this film. And I will admit, I did like it a lot more than I anticipated that I would.
Yeah.
I remember whenever it was added to the schedule, one thing that I kept hearing about this film was that it's so bad it's good. And I don't think that that's fair or accurate, really.
Yeah.
Because I don't think that this film is bad.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad like that.
No.
I think that it's a ton of fun. I think that, the rules are fucking, what do they say? Flying at the seat of your pants or something?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Something like that.
I've heard it feels like it fits here.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think that that's really the only real weakness that I have.
Okay.
And it's such an easy fix. I think that's why I'm so confused by it.
That's what makes it frustrating.
Yeah.
Because it's not as if people don't say that all the time
Right.
in the most mundane situations.
Yeah.
For the smallest fucking things. So to have it, I think maybe like two of the wishes follow through.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just like, yeah, that'd be nice. And he's like, done.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But I mean, I don't know. I think that the positives far outweigh the negatives of this film. And I will revisit it, I think. I think that it has a charm to it.
Right.
I like this full circle thing like Nay had talked about. I think that outside of certain wordings, the narrative of the film is pretty decently structured. And even the way that certain characters have their own little arcs. I think that Alex does come into her own in a very interesting way. I think she's very, very smart in the way that she handles what is going on.
Okay.
I think that she is one of those characters that, as we said before, does deserve her flowers, but people barely talk about her.
Yeah. And I get that. I think for me it was just they're giving her too much. you're working at this auction place or whatever, and you're a teacher and you're a tennis coach and you're doing something, and it's just, there was too much. Yeah, you're cool, but there was times when you were just there to be there. Like her backstory, I get we do call into it later, but we could have done that with anything. Like that doesn't, to me, there's so much stuff.
It was
that
heavy.
doesn't,
I mean, that was a lot.
There's certain stuff that's in there that doesn't need to be there to me. Like it doesn't matter. The payoff didn't work for me.
I think that her being all of these things, I mean, you can make excuses for it. Like maybe she doesn't want to be home because of the trauma, and so she's trying to preoccupy herself, or whatever. You
I feel
could,
like that's not, we don't explore.
No,
yeah.
I just think that the thing with her parents is an issue because I would like more on that.
Yeah.
But I think that her as a character is successful.
I agree.
No, yeah, I agree with that.
But I mean, I don't know. I think that Andrew Divoff as this Jin,
Yeah.
he is having a blast.
Yes.
I think that some moments come off very horrifying in a very fun way.
Yes.
And some moments are just very hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that his lines are pretty fantastic, especially that scene whenever they were inside the Opal.
Yes.
But then towards the end where he's just like, fuck it.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I guess he's making himself at home.
Yeah, I guess.
But I don't know. I think that there is something special here that I hadn't predicted.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think we can slide right into ratings.
Yeah.
I think the special effects were very, very well done, aside from what was going on digitally.
Right.
I understand the limitations of the time, but I feel like even at the time, it's like, this feels strange.
Yeah.
You know? You have like rippling worlds and stuff like that, which is like, okay, we can get by that.
Right.
But Kane Hodder's death is confusing.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why you chose that. It's so strange. And it, you know, maybe it is meant to be cheesy. Because if that's your purpose, you've succeeded.
Yeah.
But to me, I just feel like with the things that we have seen earlier in the earlier work that you did, you could have gone practical and made it more impactful.
Right. And with him being fucking Jason, why not do a death like that? That's a nod to Jason.
You could, yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But I mean, it's always a good time when you see Robert Englund, Tony Todd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, what more can you say?
Yeah.
And I thought the camera work was fun at times.
Yeah.
The way that it moves, the way that it becomes so dynamic in certain scenes.
Mm-hmm.
The chaos of both parties is also a lot of fun because you have no idea what you're about to see.
Yeah, that's true.
It's very unpredictable aside from those statues coming to life.
Yeah.
Which we saw from a mile away.
Yeah, well, looking at him, it's like he's going to come alive.
And I love Full Circle, where we go back to where we began.
Right,
Yes.
right.
And that's the answer.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't know. I think that this is a pretty odd one to score because I can see myself returning to it, and I definitely did enjoy it. I just certain things do hold it back from being something that I would call like really good or great.
Right, right.
But I think that this is good, and I think it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody that hasn't seen it, I think that if you put yourself in the right mindset, you can really have a lot of fun with this.
Oh, yeah.
So I think for me, out of 10 wickedly warped wishes, I am going to give Wishmaster 6.5 wickedly warped wishes out of 10. I think that if some of these people made some actual wishes, I could bump it up to a 7.
Yeah.
But that is very, very frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Although it is also hilarious in its own way.
In its own way, but also very frustrating.
Right. I just think of that medical student and he's like, But I will now open the floor to you.
No, I agree with that. I think, again, just saying what we said is just repeating, you know what I mean, what we went through. And again, well, you know what I mean?
Sounds like an ordeal.
Well, we were at the party. We attended both.
That's true.
So.
We did go through a lot.
It is fun, and I don't want to make it seem like I didn't have fun with the movie, because I did, but I do think just for me, it is those little things do hold it back a little more, because I do want to hear, and you're so right, everybody, there you hear it all the time, hey, such and such this or whatever. I wish. Anything, man. You know what I wish we could go do right now? Or, you know what I wish we could eat for lunch? Or anything. People say it all the time. So it is very weird that nobody here, it almost seems like they told them, do not say wish.
Which is weird.
Yeah, do not say wish ever. Because it is, like you said, minus the 2 times that we actually get wishes or him saying it and then being like, confirm, and then being like, yep. Other than that, it is just, so you like that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you do take showers. Yeah. It's just those things that is weird. And it's like, I don't know why y'all did that. The parties, again, the effects are really cool, but it's very strange. It's like, why is all this happening? They didn't. Yeah, the one dude said something. They did not. So he determines what everybody's fate is.
What's really, really funny is that lady that's like, you can see right through me. And the Jen's like, that's a great idea.
Yes, yeah. And come on, dude, we just had a glass-related death not that long ago.
We sure did.
You know what I mean? It's like
this is just your greatest hits.
Yeah. But I like I said, I do think that's fair. I had a lot of fun talking about it with you guys. I had a lot of fun. I did have a lot of fun watching it. I do wish that it would either have went more in the silly direction or more in the straight serious direction. I do feel like this movie is a lot of fun, but those little things that hold it back for me, it's just like, man, I do wonder what a serious movie like this would have looked like. Or fuck it, let's lean into the silly. From Dusk Till Dawn, whatever, that's what this is. And the movie is silly at times, but there are other times where we have the heavy stuff. It's like, why is this? That's what I'm saying. It's like, why is this here? This movie shouldn't be that heavy. But for me, on a scale from 1 to 10, wickedly warped wishes, I'm going to give Wishmaster a 6.5 out of 10. I think that everybody that we see, all these cameos of these stars, they're very wickedly talented, but that doesn't save this movie from what's going on in the background.
Yeah, I am going to keep this short and sweet, just like me. And I mean, we've already gone over it. The practical effects are absolutely incredible, and you would expect nothing less. I think the performances are really committed. I think that the lore that they've crafted and I guess borrowed as well, I think that it is very intriguing. Some of the execution did not quite live up to standard, I think. And beating a dead horse, which is something I love to do, again, it comes down to there were very little wishes. There were very little actual wishes in this film. And I think, again, it is something that we use so flippantly that could be exploited so easily, so easily, and it just wasn't. And I don't. The movie's called Wishmaster. I don't know. I am pretty curious to see where this goes next.
Yes, yeah, that is true.
Because you could tell, the shaking fist at the end. It's like, okay, we're going to be back. We've not seen the last of the Jinn.
Right.
So, I mean, all that being said, a lot of it worked. Some of it didn't. But on a scale from 1 to 10, wickedly warped wishes, I also gave Wishmaster 6.5 out of 10 wickedly warped wishes. I think that this is a lot of fun. I went in completely blank. Again, thinking of Macaulay Culkin. I had no idea what to expect, but I still had fun watching it, and I had a lot of fun talking about it.
Yeah.
And I wish that everyone loves to listen to it. Oh, no!
Well, that's all from us at Pod Mortem. What would you rate Wishmaster, and what should we watch next? Let us know on Instagram at the Pod Mortem. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like our Stairhole Productions page on Facebook. Be sure to follow each of us on Instagram and Blue Sky at TravisMWH, at Blood and Smoke, and at Juggalo Daddy 84. Thanks again to Original Cinematic for sponsoring this week's episode. please consider pledging to our Patreon, where you'll gain access to over 250 hours of bonus content, our monthly schedule, our Discord server, and the opportunity to help us decide which films to cover. And if you're looking for Pod Mortem and Stairhole Productions merch, follow the link in our episode notes. Stay tuned until after the music for a special thank you to our Wendigo Getter patrons. And remember, be careful what you wish for. What might seem like a dream come true could turn out to be a nightmare in disguise. Until next time. Thank you for staying tuned. We want to give a very special thank you to our Wendigo Getter patrons.
Woo! Yeah.
Excellent work. A special thank you to
Chris Ontiveros, Kristen Lofton, Megan Martinez, Kimberly Bass, Sophie Hodson, Anthony Jerome M., Jordan Nash, Kent Morton, Lala Thomas, Travis Anissa Hunter, Miguel Myers ATX, Jennifer Perez, Allison O'Neill, Carissa, TJ and Angie Bronson, Andy Teague, Applin Ontiveros, Karima Rhodes, Kimberly Kleindienst, Bobby Holmes, Donna Eason, JD Rezak, Molly Gerhard, Armand Spasto, Aaron Aguirre, Eggy, William Berry, Charity Oxner, Amanda Six, Mandy Rainwater, Jordan Roberts, Dylan, Spencer Montalvo, Pancake the Panda, John Ramos, Michael Newting, Alexis Roberts, Itzy M, Gary Horton, Kate Lamp, Carlos and Sydney, Jessica Hunter, Helena Rudder, Alan Johnston, Mariah, Livy Fun, Scott Troutman Wise, Mozzie Bear, Dave Burke, Emma Hagel Kissinger, Valerie G, Emiliana, CB, Taylor Santana, Will Lewison, Angelique, Smelly Poo Poo Head, Beth Bauer, Cookie, Esperanza J, Jason Kyle OKC, Joshua Rumley, Danielle Peralta, Sawyer Reese-Farr, Sahara, Girl That's Scary, Cassandra, Andrea Simmons, Ashley Higuera, William and Xxena Rush, Ryan Brom, Megan Ochoa, Laura Lasser, Eileen O, Marissa E, Henry F, Megan M, Strangely Sarah, Christy Beck, Nancy and Andy, Amanda Lopez, Andy Terrell, Erica Morin, Tris Wynn, K.87, Mariah Jensen, Carrie A, Lonnie Lono, Powell, Kayla E, Maggie H, Murder Stina, Kristen Marcy, Ori 81 Boricua, Look Like That One Girl, Bog Boy, Felnez 63, Alita Pui, Probably My Jugs, Kate Thackeray, Wade Pack,
A Lizard, Bay J, Jay Rich, Topher Williams, Elena Metler, Valerie K, Christy Lee Kruger, Professor of Humanities Laura McCarricker, Naomi, Josh Smith, Autumn Green, Abby Kopp, Crystal 831, Skank Sinatra, Morgan Alexander, Tony Osteen, Julie Fredborg, Rihanna S., Daniel Taylor, Anna Kate, Heather Ortiz, Kim H., August, Jenny May, Old School Cool, Malik Caselli Armstrong, Scarly D, Toya Shea, Katie, Martin Shaw, Star, Tyler J, Cam Davies, Patrick Hoagland, Raven, Wesley Tart, Kristen Jackson, Jacob Nordberg, Samantha, Damian Grant, Half Price Horror, Clemmy, Nisi Nay, Jason X Rules, Aaron Norman, Victoria Smith, Patricia A. Graham, Erasmo Pena, Danielle Wright, Chuck D, Tabitha Thomas, Connie Lingus, Richard Murray, Irene, Sally Slater 52, Jordan McCarthy, Rosalind Harnius, Emily Rance, Amy, Lisa and Kathy, Mike H., Christian Sadler, Hannah, Sarah Jack, Casey L., Evelyn Knight, Paula Garcia, Nikki M., Ghastly Grandad, Megan and Alexandra Saldivar, Lisa Sykes, Kelsey Niemeyer Cook, Martina LaForce, JG, Morgan Novello, Ashley, Alex M., Brandon C., Gordon Sutherland, Georgia Renland, Ashley Poe, Diana Joe, Connor Gormley, Carrie Parker, Katie Face, Jane Pillsbury, Caitlin Asher, Mia Franz, Pooh Bear, Spicy Caldera, This is the Zodiac Speaking, Jason the Ghost, Moldy Tic Tac, Brian Ward, Tanner Rutgers, Gremlin Keeper 22, Sam Spade 666, Veronica, Kristen Rhodes, Daniel Laurent, Carmito, TVR, A Very Sweepy Baby, Nicholas Rage,
A Lazy Boy, Nicola Williams, Sadison Miles, Stu Corbett, Brick O, Jaden Nicole, Lost Fan 08, George L. Robertson, Mercedes X Bleeple, Joel Miller Apologist, Cool Trainer Elijah, Mrs. Bloomingdale, Sierra Duncan, Renee Hart, Meg Like Sleep, Final Boy, Alani, Elizabeth Thompson, Joey, Michelle Nicole, The Lipstick Demon, Less Than Zombie, Franklin Badge, Sean Reeves, The Kryptonian Orphan, Melissa B., Elena C., Jillian Munford, Evil Chris, Rex Term Raoul, Witchy Poop 19, Brian Avers, Danielle Milton, Instant Horror, Just Give Me One Wish Like Ray J, Skin Deep, Ashay Guevara, Aaron Mr. Clean Bouchard, Henny Kravitz, Francisco Olmos, Paunchy Cat, Christina Perez, Buddy Boy Mac, Revamped, a Rewatch Podcast, Sarah Coolidge, Show Livia, Film Fiend, Catherine Clark, Brandon Brown, Jessica Hernandez, Camry, Amy Shipley Like the Donuts, Jack, Alyssa Muskites, Jennifer Hager, Knox Nocturnal, Byron Pittman, Sophia Mason, Most Unholy S'more, Pear Bear, Tom Blades, Bonnie Bozell, Crystal Reddy, Stu Mocker Fokker, Sean Weeks, Chardonnay Carlina, Samira Samuels, The Chief King, Nicholas Doba, Philip Thomas, Ashley Gravely, It's Austin Buttercrush, Kimberly Martinez, James Floyd, Stephanie, Hope Mowry, Abe the Camel, DGS, Jade Taylor Art UK, Robert Murdoch, GQ, Danielle Carter, Jason Moore Please, Nosley, Emily Jeffries, Joey Monda, Madison Bissaw, Jasmine, Midnight Martini, Victor Rushing, Gavin Annette, Jennifer Monahan, Beetle Babley, Lucille Brooker, and Tono and Tone. Thank you all so much.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We appreciate each and every one of you, and we couldn't thank you enough for making our wishes come true.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actual wishes.
Yes.
Yeah, we asked
I
for it.
wish.
Yeah.
Until next time.